Blue Star, Huaxia. Jiangxing number 3 High School, Senior Year Martial Arts Class 2. Ding. Binding conditions detected. The God tier copy system is activating. My eyes snapped open. System? 18 years. I'd waited a full 18 years. In my previous life, I stayed up several nights in a row playing games until everything went black. When I opened my eyes again, I had transmigrated into this world of spiritual energy revival, where martial artists reigned supreme. Other transmigrators soared to the heavens in 3 days. I'd transmigrated 18 years ago, yet my cultivation talent was only C rank. My realm was stuck at Black Iron Tier 3, worse than even the least talented person in class. And now my golden finger had finally arrived. I was so excited that I cursed on the spot and slammed my palm onto the desk. The entire class instantly went silent. In the next second, everyone turned to look at me. What madness is Yi Xian up to now? He probably slept himself stupid. Black Iron Tier 3. The only thing worth looking at is his face. Mocking voices kept drilling into my ears. I ignored them, because the system's voice rang out again. Ding. God tier copy system activated successfully. First binding reward, 1 novice gift pack. Open. Open. I roared inwardly. Open it immediately. Cut the crap. The system fell silent for a moment. Ding. Congratulations, host. You have obtained 1 supreme marrow cleansing pill. Ding. Congratulations, host. You have obtained the cultivation technique 9 revolutions profound art. Ding. Congratulations, host. You have obtained the passive ability, infinite drop rate. Then, my attribute panel appeared. Host, Yi Xian. Age, 18. Realm, Black Iron Tier 3. Cultivation talent, C rank. Ability talent, none. Cultivation technique, 9 revolutions profound art. First revolution progress 0%. Items, 1 supreme marrow cleansing pill. Copy points, 150. Passive ability, infinite drop rate. I stared at the panel, my breathing growing rapid. Marrow cleansing pill, 9 revolutions profound art. Infinite drop rate. Although this system was 18 years late, the stuff it gave was truly brutal. Host, are you pleasantly surprised? The system suddenly said. I rolled my eyes. You came 18 years late, and you still have the nerve to take credit? The system fell silent again. Just then, a crisp voice came from the classroom doorway. Brother. I turned my head. A ponytailed girl was standing at the door, holding a cup of milk tea and smiling as she waved at me. Yi Shiyao, my younger sister. She wasn't my biological sister. 12 years ago, I had brought her home from an orphanage. Back then, my parents asked me which child I wanted to adopt. I didn't choose, because among the crowd, there was a little girl who kept clutching the hem of my clothes and refused to let go no matter what. So I pointed at her. I want this little sister. From that day on, she followed behind me, calling me brother again and again. Junior Shiyao is here again, still bringing Yi Xian milk tea. Why him? Other than being handsome, what does that guy have? The boys in class immediately exploded. I took the milk tea and raised my hand, flicking Shiyao lightly on the forehead. Didn't I tell you not to keep coming to the senior year building? Why can't I come? She covered her forehead and wrinkled her nose at me. I'm delivering something to my brother. Who can control that? If you come a few more times, I'll really become the public enemy of every boy in school. That's their problem. Shiyao stuffed the milk tea into my hand. Drink it while it's warm. The moment she finished speaking, a line of data suddenly appeared before my eyes. Name, Yi Shiyao. Cultivation talent, S rank. Ability talent, Extreme Frost Ice Soul, not yet awakened. My fingers tightened. S rank. In the entirety of Jiangxing number 3 High School, the only publicly known person with S-rank cultivation talent was the principal. And Shiyao was one too. Ding. S-rank cultivation talent detected. Consume 50 copy points to copy. I didn't hesitate at all. Copy. Host, please make physical contact with the target. I raised my hand and, under Shiyao's puzzled gaze, ruffled her hair into a mess. Brother. She hurriedly protected her ponytail. I just tied it. Then tie it again. You're acting weird today. Because I'm in a good mood today. At the same time, the system notification exploded in my mind. Ding. S-rank cultivation talent copied successfully. Infinite drop rate triggered. Fusing with host's original C-rank cultivation talent. Congratulations, host. You have obtained SSS rank cultivation talent. Boom. A scorching force instantly surged into my limbs and bones. Everything around me changed. The free-floating spiritual energy in the air seemed to be drawn by some invisible force and madly rushed into my body. I didn't even need to actively cultivate. The spiritual energy drilled in by itself. So this was SSS rank talent? The highest talent known in the entire world was only SS+, and I had directly surpassed the world record. Ding! 9 Revolutions profound art has begun circulating. Cultivation progress increased to first revolution 1%. Host's realm is beginning to break through. Crack! It felt as if a shackle inside my body had been violently smashed apart. Black Iron Tier 4. And it still wasn't over. Immediately after, another muffled sound rang out. Black Iron Tier 5. I clenched my fist. Power surged through my arm. This wasn't just ordinary Black Iron Tier 5. With the enhancement of the 9 Revolutions profound art, my current physical strength was enough to punch straight through a Black Iron Tier 6 head-on. Brother? Shiryao waved a hand in front of my eyes. Why did you suddenly stop talking? I pressed my palm on her head and rubbed hard twice. Because you truly are your brother's lucky star. You're messing up my hair again. She was so angry she stomped on my foot, then turned and left. When she reached the door, she looked back at me again. Remember to drink the milk tea. Got it. Shiryao had just left when a flurry of messy footsteps came from outside the classroom. 5 or 6 first-year students blocked the doorway. The boy leading them was tall and arrogant. Liu Xiaokuei, a genius from first-year martial arts class 1. B rank cultivation talent, A rank wind type ability, Black Iron Tier 4. More importantly, his father was the master of Thunder Eagle Martial Hall, a bronze Tier 7 martial artist. Who is Yi Xian? He swept his gaze across the class, his tone aggressive. Every student in the class looked at me in unison. Their faces were all filled with schadenfreude. He's looking for you. Junior Shiryao's suitor is here. Now there's going to be a good show. Following everyone's gaze, Liu Xiaokuei locked onto me and flung out a red challenge letter. Whoosh! The challenge letter shot straight toward my face. I raised my hand and firmly caught it between 2 fingers. Liu Xiaokuei's gaze sharpened. Then he sneered. Yi Xian, come with me to the arena. If you lose, stay away from Shiryao from now on. I looked at him for 2 seconds. Is there something wrong with your brain? She's my sister. Liu Xiaokuei's expression darkened. The people behind him immediately stepped forward, and several Black Iron Tier 3 auras pressed toward me at the same time. How dare you talk to Brother Kuei like that? Apologize right now. I remained seated, not even lifting my eyelids. A few Black Iron Tier 3s think they're qualified to pressure me? Liu Xiaokuei raised a hand to stop them. I won't take advantage of you. If you win, I'll give you 3 low-grade spirit stones. 3 low-grade spirit stones were worth 300,000 star coins. A wave of gasps immediately rang out in the class. But I shook my head. 10. What? Liu Xiaokuei thought he had misheard. I stood up and slapped the challenge letter onto the desk. 10 low-grade spirit stones, and I'll play 1 round with you. If you don't have the guts, go back to your first-year building. You don't even have this much courage, yet you want to pursue my sister? The thing Liu Xiaokuei couldn't stand most was provocation. His face flushed red. He cursed outright, then punched the door frame. Fine, 10 it is. See you at the arena? Liu Xiaokuei turned and left with his people. Within 10 minutes, the news spread throughout the school. At the arena, Liu Xiaokuei and I stood facing each other. The surroundings were already packed with students watching the excitement. Yi Xian really dared to come? Isn't he Black Iron Tier 3? Liu Xiaokuei is Black Iron Tier 4, and he also has an A-rank wind-type ability. How can he win those 10 spirit stones? A tall figure walked into the arena. Feng Yingying, the mentor of our senior year martial arts class 2, a bronze Tier 7 martial artist. She looked at me, frowning slightly. Yi Xian, have you thought this through? I have. The school allows sparring, but intentional injury is forbidden. Liu Xiaokuei moved his wrist. Don't worry, Teacher Feng. I'll hold back. I nearly laughed out loud. You'd better take care of yourself first. Still running your mouth. Liu Xiaokuei stepped forward, and his Black Iron Tier 4 aura erupted fully. Wind-type ability wrapped around his legs. His speed instantly increased. Yi Xian, Shiryao isn't someone a piece of trash like you is qualified to protect. Thunder palm. Lu Xiaokuei struck with his palm. The palm wind tore through the air, so fast that the surrounding students cried out in surprise. So fast, even a black iron tier 5 might not be able to block it. I didn't dodge. The 9 revolutions profound art circulated. Power surged into my right arm. In the next second, I punched forward head-on. Fist and palm collided. Bang! The smugness on Lu Xiaokuei's face vanished instantly. His arm made a crisp cracking sound, and his body flew backward, slamming heavily several meters away. He spat out a mouthful of blood. The entire venue fell dead silent. Lu Xiaokuei knelt on one knee, clutching his arm and staring at me. You, black iron tier 5. His voice was trembling. I withdrew my fist. You only noticed now? The entire crowd instantly exploded. Black iron tier 5. Wasn't Yi Xian black iron tier 3? One punch. He sent Lu Xiaokuei flying with one punch. That strength is at least comparable to black iron tier 6. Those who had been waiting to see me make a fool of myself all looked ugly now. Some even quietly began to retreat. After all, there were plenty of people who had mocked me over the years. The way Feng Yingying looked at me also changed. What powerful physical strength. She walked over to Lu Xiaokuei and checked his injuries. No broken bones. Just shock trauma. This match, Yi Xian wins. She took out a storage pouch, placed 10 low-grade spirit stones inside, and handed it to me. These are your spoils. Thank you, teacher. I reached out to take it. At that moment, Feng Yingying's data appeared before my eyes. Name, Feng Yingying. Cultivation talent, B rank. Ability talent, A rank, Blazing Flame. My gaze immediately landed on the words, A rank, Blazing Flame. I now had cultivation talent and the 9 revolutions profound art, but I still lacked an ability. Wasn't this delivered right to my door? Teacher, I didn't immediately take the storage pouch. Feng Yingying looked at me. Something else. I've always admired you. Could you give me your autograph? A wave of boos immediately sounded around us. Feng Yingying was stunned too. You're my fan. Of course. Fine. She took out a pen and signed her name on the storage pouch. When I accepted the storage pouch, my fingers lightly brushed the back of her hand. The system notification sounded immediately. Ding. A-rank fire ability copied successfully. Infinite drop rate triggered. Congratulations, host. You have obtained SS rank ability, Nirvana Flame. A cluster of red-gold flames lit up inside my body. Scorching. Dominating. Yet it did not harm my body. On the contrary, the flames were tempering my flesh and blood, making the 9 revolutions profound art circulate even faster. I smiled. SSS rank cultivation talent. SS rank Nirvana Flame. 9 revolutions profound art. This was only the beginning, yet I had already gone from the bottom of the class to a genius who could punch through others of the same tier. Feng Yingying looked at me and suddenly said, Yi Xian, the school martial arts tournament is this afternoon. The first place reward is 50 low-grade spirit stones and 1 profound grade cultivation technique. Do you want to participate? I was just about to say I'd think about it when the system popped out directly. Ding. Choice mission triggered. Choice 1. Participate in the martial arts tournament and take first place. Reward. Divine evolution ability, mysterious beast egg. Choice 2. Refuse to participate. 9 revolutions profound art cultivation progress reduced by 1%. The smile on my face froze. System, you dare to force a sale on me? Host, please make your choice as soon as possible. I cursed the system furiously in my heart, but on the surface, I immediately put on a serious expression. It is my honor to bring glory to the class. Feng Yingying nodded in satisfaction. Good. I'll sign you up. The way the surrounding people looked at me completely changed. Some were shocked. Some were jealous. Some regretted their behavior. After all, only half an hour ago, they had still regarded me as a good-for-nothing who only knew how to sleep. But now, Lu Xiaokuei was still kneeling on the ground, and I was holding 10 low-grade spirit stones. Who was the trash was clear at a glance. The news quickly reached the first-year building. Shiyao was in class when her deskmate, Su Xiaoming, suddenly grabbed her arm. Shiyao, something huge happened. Shiyao was startled. What happened? Your brother. What happened to my brother now? He defeated Lu Xiaokuei with one punch. Shiyao froze. Who? Lu Xiaokuei. That Black Iron Tier 4 guy from the first-year martial arts class. The more Su Xiaoming spoke, the more excited she became. And your brother isn't Black Iron Tier 3 at all. He's Black Iron Tier 5. The entire school has gone crazy talking about it. He's even participating in the martial arts tournament this afternoon. Shiyao suddenly stood up. The chair scraped harshly across the floor. My brother broke through? Absolutely true. Shiyao's eyes reddened instantly. But soon, she smiled. I knew it. My brother isn't trash. When Dad finds out, he'll definitely be happy. That afternoon, at the school arena, all participants from the 6 martial arts classes had arrived. The spectator seats were packed so tightly that not even water could pass through. Everyone was still discussing the few favorites to win. Senior Year Martial Arts Class 1, Luo Zihong. Black Iron Tier 7. Senior Year Martial Arts Class 2, Qin Xiang. Black Iron Tier 7, A Rank Ice Ability. Second Year Martial Arts Class 1, Fong Tai. Also Black Iron Tier 7. As for me, only Black Iron Tier 5. Although defeating Lu Xiaokuei with one punch was impressive enough, in their eyes, I was still far from the championship. Brother, Shiyao rushed into the venue with Su Xiaoming. She came up to me, grabbed my arm, and looked me up and down. You really broke through to Black Iron Tier 5? Guaranteed genuine. How did you suddenly break through? Maybe I had accumulated too much before, and it all erupted today. I couldn't mention the system, so I casually made up an excuse. But Shiyao didn't doubt me. She nodded firmly. I knew you could definitely do it. Su Xiaoming also leaned in. Brother Yixian, you're a famous person in school now. I heard you made Lu Xiaokuei spit blood with one punch. He was just too weak. Then what place can you get? I glanced at the arena platform. First, Su Xiaoming's mouth opened wide, but Shiyao directly clenched her fists. Brother, good luck. At that moment, a gloomy voice came from beside us. First, Yixian, you really dare to say that? I turned my head. A senior year student was walking toward me. Li Han, the original 10th participant from Senior Year Martial Arts Class 2. After I joined, his spot was naturally taken. Li Han walked up to me, and his Black Iron Tier 5 aura directly pressed toward me. You hid yourself well. But if you want to step on me to rise, it won't be that easy. I frowned. The quota was decided by Teacher Feng. If you have an opinion, go find her. I don't blame Teacher. Li Han stared at me and said word by word. I just want to know whether you're qualified to take my place. Before he finished speaking, he suddenly attacked. Lightning wrapped around his palm as he chopped straight toward my chest. Thunder flash. There were students all around. Shiyao was right behind me. Yet this guy directly used a martial technique. My expression instantly darkened. You're courting death. I stepped forward, blocking Shiyao. Li Han's hand blade had already fallen. I dodged sideways, then kicked out with my right foot. Bang! The kick landed solidly on his chest. The sound of cracking bones rang out on the spot. Li Han's entire body flew off the ground and smashed 5 or 6 meters away, rolling several times before stopping. He struggled to stand. But just as he propped himself up, he spat out a mouthful of blood and collapsed again. The venue fell silent once more. Lu Xiaokuei, who had just arrived, saw this scene and his face turned pale. Both Black Iron Tier 5. Another one-move defeat. His voice was very low, but I heard it clearly. I walked up to Li Han and looked down at him. Take your spot. You're thinking too much. With your little bit of strength, you don't even have the right to make me fight seriously. Li Han gritted his teeth hard, but he couldn't say a single word. Feng Yingying hurried over. She first checked Li Han's injuries, then raised her head and glared at me. Did you have to hit so hard? I pointed at Shiyao behind me. He attacked first, and he almost hurt my sister. Feng Yingying fell silent for a moment. Carry him to the infirmary. Several students immediately carried Li Han away. Feng Yingying stood up and looked deeply at me. That kick of yours was already close to Black Iron Tier 7 strength. Yixian, just how much are you still hiding? I moved my ankle. The nirvana flame inside my body flickered slightly. Teacher, the competition hasn't started yet. When I take first place, you'll naturally know. Feng Yingying froze for a moment, then smiled. Good. Then I'll wait and see. Countless gazes from the spectator seats fell on me. This time, no one dared call me trash again. I turned and walked toward the arena platform. 18 years. I had been mocked for 18 years. Today, I first defeated Lu Xiaokuei, then crippled Li Han. But this still wasn't enough. The real show was only just beginning. I kicked Li Han away, and the entire arena instantly went silent. Li Han lay 5 or 6 meters away, clutching his chest, his face pale. I walked up to him and looked down. This is what I'm capable of. Now, do you submit? Li Han stared at me. His lips moved a few times, but he couldn't squeeze out a single word. Instead, he was so furious that he spat blood again, tilted his head, and fainted on the spot. A chorus of gasps sounded around us. Lu Xiaokuei stood in the crowd, his face green. He touched his own chest and subconsciously took 2 steps back. Clearly, he was already starting to feel lucky that I hadn't used that kick when I beat him earlier. Send him to the infirmary. Feng Yingying waved her hand, then turned and glared at me. Yi Xian, the tournament is about to start. Restrain yourself. He attacked first. I pointed at Shi Yao behind me. He almost hurt my sister. Feng Yingying glanced at Shi Yao and stopped scolding me. Enough. Prepare for the competition. I nodded and turned toward the arena. When I passed by the high platform, I looked up. Sitting above was an old man in his 50s. The principal of Jiangxing No. 3 High School, Li Chungang. Diamond, Tier 9. S-rank cultivation talent. S-rank sword talent. A true peak figure in all of Jiangxing. Beside him sat a sharp-ored middle-aged man. As soon as I looked over, the system provided his information. Lei Xingtian, Deputy Hall Master of the Jiangxing branch of Extreme Martial Hall, Platinum Tier 1. He stared at me and said to Li Chungang, Teacher, that boy isn't bad. You've taken a liking to him? Li Chungang smiled. His name is Yi Xian. According to his file, he has C-rank cultivation talent, no ability, and he had been stuck at Black Iron Tier 3 before. But he's Black Iron Tier 5 now. Lei Xingtian leaned forward slightly. And among those of the same tier, he can defeat opponents in one move. His physical body is indeed very strong. But Li Chungang did not immediately draw a conclusion. However, there are a few good seedlings in this year's batch. Let's finish watching first. Lei Xingtian nodded, but his gaze did not leave me. That look was like he was choosing some kind of treasure. I withdrew my gaze. At this moment, a senior year minter walked to the center of the arena. His bronze tier 8 aura instantly spread out, suppressing all discussion. This martial arts tournament has a total of 60 participants. The competition begins. First match, Yi Xian versus Lu Xiaokuei. Hearing that name, the entire venue first fell quiet, then burst into laughter. I was also stunned. What a coincidence. Lu Xiaokuei stood in the crowd, his face frighteningly dark. Earlier, he had personally seen me cripple Li Han, who was also Black Iron Tier 5, with one kick. And now they wanted him to fight me? How was that any different from sending him to his death? Lu Xiaokuei entered the stage. The mentor urged him. Lu Xiaokuei gritted his teeth and walked onto the platform. I beckoned to him. Come. Lu Xiaokuei's eyelid twitched violently. He stared at me for a few seconds, then suddenly raised his hand. I admit defeat. Boos erupted from the entire venue. Surrendering before even fighting? Weren't you pretty arrogant earlier? You go up and try then. Yi Xian can kick you into the emergency room. Lu Xiaokuei's face flushed red from the ridicule, but he stubbornly refused to fight. He wasn't stupid. Lost face could be regained. But if his ribs broke, he would really have to lie in bed for months. I directly won the first match. Next came the second round. Then the third round. No nonsense. No surprises. Anyone who fought me at Black Iron Tier 5 was handled in one punch. Black Iron Tier 6 opponents lasted at most 2 punches. No one could force me to use the Nirvana Flame. After 3 rounds, only 4 of the 60 participants remained. Me, Luo Zihong, Chen Xiang, Fang Tai. Luo Zihong and Chen Xiang were both top senior year geniuses. Fang Tai was the #1 second-year student, having reached Black Iron Tier 7 at only 17. As for me, in everyone's eyes, I was just a Black Iron Tier 5 with absurdly strong physical strength. Fourth round, first match. Yi Xian versus Fang Tai. As soon as the words fell, the scene completely boiled over. Fang Tai leaped onto the arena platform. When he landed, his Black Iron Tier 7 aura erupted with a boom. He did not underestimate me. Instead, he directly took an attacking stance. Senior Yi Xian, you're very strong. I won't hold back in this match. I moved my wrist. Perfect. I also want to test how tough a Black Iron Tier 7 is. Fong Tai's gaze sharpened. His A-rank body enhancement ability activated instantly. His muscles tensed, his bones crackled, and his entire aura surged again. The surrounding students stepped back one after another. Su Xiaoming grabbed Shiyao's arm, looking nervous. Shiyao, can your brother win? Fong Tai is Black Iron Tier 7. Shiyao did not answer. She simply clenched her fists and shouted at me. Brother, beat him up. I laughed when I heard it. You hear that? I raised my chin toward Fong Tai. My sister told me to beat you up. Then let's see if you have the ability. Fong Tai stomped down and shot forward like a cannonball. I didn't clash head-on with him. Or rather, there was no need to keep hiding. With a thought, Nirvana Flame, activate. Boom. Red gold flames instantly rose from my body. The air distorted. The temperature soared. A flame phoenix spread its wings behind me, raising its head in a silent cry. Violent waves of fire surged outward in all directions. Fong Tai, who was closest, had his expression change drastically. He forcibly stopped, then was pushed back half a step. His A-rank body enhancement ability actually began trembling. That wasn't him being afraid. It was his ability fearing mine. What kind of fire is this? Fong Tai stared hard at the phoenix behind me. Why is my ability being suppressed? The spectator seats exploded. A phoenix? That's the phantom of the divine beast phoenix. Who said Yi Xian had no ability talent? That pressure is at least S rank. Feng Yingying also stood up. She had a fire-type ability as well, so she could sense it more clearly than anyone else. My Nirvana Flame formed an absolute suppression over her blazing flame. On the high platform, Lei Xingtian suddenly turned toward Li Chungang. Teacher, this is what you called no ability. Li Chungang narrowed his eyes. The school's test results back then were indeed like that. Then how do you explain that, Phoenix? Perhaps it's a second awakening. Or perhaps he encountered some kind of opportunity. Li Chungang stared at me, and his eyes became serious for the first time. This world is vast. Nothing is impossible. On the arena platform, Fong Tai gritted his teeth and forcefully endured the pressure of the Nirvana Flame. He held on for a few seconds, then finally withdrew his ability and decisively raised his hand. I'm not fighting. I admit defeat. I raised an eyebrow. So straightforward? Better straightforward than getting beaten. Fong Tai's expression was ugly, but he remained very clear-headed. Your flames absolutely suppress me. If we continue, I won't even be able to unleash 30% of my strength. I don't feel wronged losing this match. After speaking, he directly jumped off the platform. I smoothly advanced to the finals. The other match also ended quickly. Luo Zihong defeated Qin Xiang. The final battle would be between me and Luo Zihong. I walked back onto the arena platform. Luo Zihong was already standing opposite me. He was the publicly recognized #1 genius of the senior year. He was also the student in Jiangxing #3 high school closest to Black Iron Tier 9. The referee, Luo Tianqing, looked at us. Final match. Yi Xian versus Luo Zihong. The winner will be the champion of this year's martial arts tournament. The entire venue instantly quieted down. Luo Zihong did not immediately attack. Instead, he looked at me seriously. Yi Xian, I admit you're strong. But the #1 of Jiangxing #3 high school can only be me. As his words fell, he stopped hiding. Boom. A Black Iron Tier 8 aura erupted fully. Violent power swept across the entire venue. Black Iron Tier 8. Luo Zihong broke through. This guy had been hiding his realm all along. But that still wasn't the end. Splash. Water appeared out of thin air, forming a surging flood behind Luo Zihong. A-rank water-type ability. In the next second, dazzling lightning erupted from within the flood. Thunder and water fused together. Crackling sounds rang out. That might surged again. On the high platform, Li Chungang directly stood up. A second ability. Lei Xingtian also narrowed his eyes. A-rank water type, S-rank thunder type. This Luo Zihong is actually a dual attribute genius. Thunder and water covered half the arena platform. Luo Zihong stood within them like a thunder war god. Yi Xian, it's not too late to admit defeat. A terrifying pressure rushed toward me head-on. Even the flame phoenix behind me stagnated slightly under the pressure. I had to admit, this guy was indeed strong. Black Iron Tier 8. Dual attribute abilities. One of them was even S-rank thunder. If an ordinary Black Iron Tier 9 encountered him, They probably wouldn't be able to last more than a few moves. But I couldn't retreat. The system mission required me to take first place. More importantly, this was the first day of my rise. How could I possibly fall here? Asterisk 9 revolutions profound art asterisk. Turn for me. I roared inwardly. The 9 revolutions profound art circulated madly. The thunder water pressure continuously slammed into my body, and my bones let out dense cracking sounds. Painful, but not enough to make me kneel. I gritted my teeth and stepped forward. It felt as if something inside my body was forcibly smashed open. Boom. 9 revolutions profound art. First revolution, 2%. My realm also broke through at this moment. Black Iron Tier 6. An even stronger aura erupted from my body, directly tearing apart the surrounding thunderwater pressure. The entire venue lost its voice completely. He broke through. Yi Xian broke through to Black Iron Tier 6 during the match. What kind of monster is he? Lei Xingtian gripped the railing with both hands, staring fixedly at me. A breakthrough in battle. Teacher, I want this student. Li Chenggang smiled. Weren't you just saying you wanted to keep watching? No need. Lei Xingtian's attitude was decisive. If this kind of person doesn't join Extreme Martial Hall, it would be a waste. Luo Zihong also sensed my change. He didn't dare delay any longer and pushed both hands forward fiercely. Yi Xian, take my final move. Thunderwater Heavenly Dragon. Thunder and floodwater gathered madly. A several-meter-long thunder dragon condensed into shape, roaring as it lunged toward me. I raised my head. The Nirvana flame erupted fully. The flame phoenix behind me spread its wings and shot into the sky with red-gold flames filling the air. A dragon and a phoenix collided head-on. Boom. A tremendous explosion shook the entire venue. Terrifying shockwaves blasted outward. The students near the platform were forced back repeatedly. The mentors attacked at the same time, blocking the uncontrolled energy ripples. Steam rose. Lightning scattered wildly. The entire arena platform was shrouded in thick mist. When the mist dispersed, Luo Zihong and I had both retreated several meters. My arms were slightly numb. Luo Zihong was also gasping heavily. This exchange was a draw, but I didn't feel the slightest disappointment. Instead, I had set my sights on his two abilities. A-rank water type, S-rank thunder type. These were all treasures delivered right to my mouth. Now that Luo Zihong had exhausted most of his strength, this was the best opportunity to copy them. I charged directly at him. Luo Zihong. Again, the people around us were dumbfounded. Yi Xian can still fight. That previous move didn't drain him dry. What kind of body does he have? Seeing me rush over, Luo Zihong's eyes reddened. You really think I'm afraid of you? He roared and charged at me as well. We instantly collided. Bang. Fist against fist. Bang, bang, bang. Shoulder against shoulder. I no longer used the Nirvana flame and deliberately engaged in close combat. Every time Luo Zihong blocked one of my punches, I seized the opportunity to touch him. The system notification soon sounded. Ding. Contact with target successful. Consumed 50 copy points. A-rank water type ability copied. Infinite drop rate triggered. Congratulations, host. You have obtained SS rank ability. True Water of Xianming. Thunder attribute remained. I raised my hand and grabbed Luo Zihong's wrist. He thought I was about to throw him and immediately grabbed me back. Exactly what I wanted. Ding. Contact with target successful. Consumed 50 copy points. S-rank thunder type ability copied. Infinite drop rate triggered. Congratulations, host. You have obtained SSS rank ability. Divine Purple Firmament Thunder. Boom. A supremely firm and powerful thunder force suddenly surged into my body. A purple arc of electricity uncontrollably shot from my arm. My next punch followed. Bang. Purple lightning exploded from my fist. A crisp cracking sound came from Luo Zihong's chest, and his entire body flew over 10 meters before landing and sliding a distance across the ground. He opened his mouth and spat blood, clutching his chest as he looked at me in shock. Thunder attribute. You also have a thunder type ability? And your thunder can actually suppress mine. I looked down at the purple electric arc on my fist. I had just copied this thing and hadn't yet controlled it properly. The attack had indeed been a little heavy. I was just about to explain when Luo Zihong suddenly raised his hand. I admit defeat. So fast. If I don't admit defeat, Should I wait for you to punch me again? Luo Zihang's face was pale, and his tone was full of wariness. Yi Xian, you've hidden yourself even deeper than I have. Since he had an S-rank thunder attribute, he could naturally sense how terrifying the divine purple firmament thunder was. If they kept fighting, he would only lose even more miserably. I dispersed the lightning. At this moment, my panel had completely changed. Realm, Black Iron Tier 6. Cultivation Talent, SSS rank. Cultivation Technique, 9 Revolutions Profound Art. First Revolution, 2%. SS rank, Nirvana Flame. SS rank, True Water of Xianming. SSS rank, Divine Purple Firmament Thunder. Copy points, 50. Seeing the Divine Purple Firmament Thunder column, I almost couldn't hold back my laughter. This match had made me rich. Luo Tianxing walked onto the arena platform. He first looked at Luo Zihang, then turned his complex gaze toward me. Then, he raised my hand. The champion of this year's Jiangxing No. 3 High School Martial Arts Tournament is Senior Year Martial Arts Class 2, Yi Xian. The entire venue exploded instantly. Yi Xian, number 1. Our Class 2 took first place. My classmates shouted the loudest. Clearly, not long ago, they had still called me trash. Now, they wished the entire school knew that I belonged to their class. Feng Yingying was also smiling so widely she could barely close her mouth. Among the top 4, 2 were her students, and the champion was from her class. For this year's mentor evaluation, it would be hard for her not to place first. Luo Tianxing tossed me a storage pouch. First place reward, 50 low-grade spirit stones. In addition, a profound-grade martial technique, Shock Fist. I caught it in one hand. 50 spirit stones, plus the 10 I had won earlier, made 60. Total value, 6 million star coins. Other than that, there was also a profound-grade martial technique. Ordinary students had no right to come into contact with something like this. Thank you, teacher. I put the storage pouch away. Just as I walked off the platform, a figure rushed straight at me. Brother, Shiyao ran up to me and grabbed my arm. You really took first place. Her eyes were red, but her voice trembled with excitement. You defeated Black Iron Tier 8 and dual attribute abilities. I knew you were the strongest. Su Xiaoming also followed over and pinched her own face. Ouch, not a dream. Brother Yi Xian really is number 1. I raised my hand and rubbed Shiyao's head. This is nothing. There will be plenty more things to shock you in the future. The system's voice also rang out at this moment. Ding. Congratulations, host. You have completed the mission and won first place in the martial arts tournament. Reward, 1 divine evolution ability. Reward, 1 mysterious beast egg. Since the host completed the mission extraordinarily, extra reward, 300 copy points. 300 copy points? My heart stirred. It seemed mission rewards weren't fixed. The higher the completion level, the more extra rewards there were. Including my remaining 50 points, I now had 350 copy points. In the future, if I encountered high-level talent, at least I wouldn't have to just watch helplessly. After leaving school, Shiyao and I walked home side by side. Along the way, her mouth never stopped. Brother, you were really too handsome today. Especially when that fire phoenix came out. The whole school exploded. And that final purple thunderbolt. When did you get a thunder attribute? Just awakened. I casually brushed it off. Shiyao wrinkled her nose. Again with just awakened. Otherwise, you're not hiding something from me, are you? I pressed my hand on her head and pushed her aside. Kids shouldn't ask so many questions. I'm already 16. In my eyes, you're still a kid even if you're 80. You're the one who's 80. We bickered all the way home and soon returned to Guanyuntai Residential Complex. Building 8, Apartment 402. As soon as Shiyao reached the door, she started knocking hard. Bang, bang, bang. Mom, open the door. The door quickly opened. My mother, Zhao Feng, stood behind it and glared at Shiyao. Why are you knocking so hard? Planning to tear the door down. Shiyao grabbed her arm. Mom, you have to cook a few more dishes today. Why? Because something incredibly joyous happened in our family. My mother looked at her. Did you win another scholarship? Way more impressive than me winning a scholarship. Shiyao pointed at me, looking proud. My brother took first place in the school martial arts tournament. My mother froze. After several full seconds, she suddenly turned to me. Xiaoxian, what did she say? First place in the martial arts tournament. It's true. I nodded. My mother's eyes instantly reddened. She turned and shouted toward the study. Old Yi, come out quickly. Our son has made something of himself. The study door opened. My father, Yi Jinghua, was still holding a calligraphy brush. 10 years ago, he had once been a bronze tier 9 martial artist. Later, he was severely injured by a monster, causing his realm to fall and his body to collapse. From then on, he rarely smiled. At this moment, he stared at me intently. You took first place in the martial arts tournament. Yeah. Plop. The brush fell to the ground, splattering ink. But he didn't even look at it. What realm are you now? I didn't hide it and directly released my aura. Boom. The power of Black Iron Tier 6 spread through the living room, blowing the newspapers on the table into a rustle. The decadence in my father's eyes instantly disappeared. Black Iron Tier 6. He strode over to me and grabbed my shoulders. No. Jiangxing No. 3 High School has several Black Iron Tier 7s this year. Luo Zihong was even close to Black Iron Tier 8. How did you win? Dad, I also have this. I opened my right hand. Nirvana flame rose from my palm. At the center of the flame, a palm-sized phoenix spread its wings. The temperature in the living room instantly rose. My mother subconsciously took half a step back. Old Yi, is that a phoenix? My father did not answer. He stared fixedly at that ball of flame, his breathing growing more and more rapid. A divine beast phoenix phantom. Xiao Xian, what level is this talent? SS rank. I looked at him. Nirvana flame. SS rank. My mother's voice changed. Is there anyone in all of Jiangxing with SS rank talent? No. My father finally spoke. His hands were trembling. His eyes quickly reddened. In the next second, he threw his head back and laughed loudly. Good, good, good. As he laughed, 2 lines of tears flowed down his face. 10 years. Ever since he had lost his cultivation, he had never been as happy as he was today. Shuriao hurriedly supported him. Dad, are you okay? I'm fine. My father wiped away his tears forcefully. I'm happy. He turned to look at my mother. Feng go buy groceries. Make a few more good dishes today. I need to have a proper drink with my son. All right, I'll go now. My mother turned toward the kitchen. But in the moment she turned away, I still saw her secretly wipe her eyes. My father pulled me to sit on the sofa. Quick, tell me. How exactly did you win today? Before I could speak, Shuriao had already squeezed in beside us. Dad, I'll tell you. I watched the whole thing. She talked while gesturing. From me defeating Lu Xiaokuei with 1 punch, to crippling Li Han with 1 kick. Then to my consecutive victories in the martial arts tournament, the Fire Phoenix forcing Fong Tai to surrender directly. Finally, my head-on clash with dual attribute Luo Zihong, my breakthrough during battle, and me blasting him away with 1 thunderous punch. The more Shuriao spoke, the more excited she became. My father's face also turned flushed as he listened. When she got to Luo Zihong admitting defeat, he slapped his thigh. Beautiful. As expected of my son, Yi Jinghua's son. Black Iron Tier 6 defeating a Black Iron Tier 8 dual attribute genius. Even I wasn't that fierce back then. Laughter echoed continuously in the living room. During dinner, my father drank a lot. He told me about combat experience, wilderness survival, and Jiangxing's major factions. The one he mentioned most was the Extreme Arena. It was a combat platform established by Huaxia's king-level powerhouses. As long as one signed a life-and-death agreement, anyone could enter the stage. If you won, you gained money and resources. If you lost, at best you were heavily injured, at worst, you died. After dinner, my father was already very drunk, but he still grabbed my wrist and seriously reminded me. Xiao Xian, listen carefully. Your talent is too powerful. You can use the Nirvana flame, but you must never casually tell others that it is SS rank. Otherwise, someone will definitely target you. I nodded. Dad, I understand. An innocent man gets into trouble because of his treasured possession. Not just you. He glanced at Shuriao. Your sister too. Before you possess absolute strength, you must always keep a trump card hidden. I looked at him and did not refute him, because my trump cards had never been limited to the Nirvana flame. SSS plus cultivation talent. True water of Xianming. Divine purple firmament thunder. God tier copy system. None of these would be easily exposed. Late at night, my father finally fell asleep drunk. My mother helped him back to their room. Shuriao stood at the door to her room and waved at me. Brother, good night. Good night. I returned to my room, locked the door, and took out the supreme marrow-cleansing pill rewarded by the system. As soon as the pill appeared, the entire room was filled with a refreshing fragrance. System, how do I use this thing? Consume it directly. I won't explode, right? Host physique meets the requirement. It better. I tossed the marrow-cleansing pill into my mouth. The pill melted instantly. In the next second, a terrifying energy surged directly into my limbs and bones. My body suddenly tensed. My bones, flesh, blood, and meridians were all being forcibly transformed. The pain had barely appeared before quickly turning into tingling numbness. The 9 revolutions profound art began circulating on its own. The surrounding spiritual energy rushed madly into my body. The barrier of black iron tier 6 lasted less than a minute. Crack. The barrier shattered. Black iron tier 7. Ding. Supreme marrow cleansing pill fully absorbed. Impurities in the host's body have been cleansed. Cultivation talent has improved. Congratulations, host. You have obtained SSS plus cultivation talent. My eyes snapped open. SSS plus. If SSS rank had already broken the world record, then my current talent was truly the highest level in this world. I was just about to check the changes in my body when a pungent stench suddenly entered my nose. I looked down. My skin was covered in black grime. That smell nearly sent me away on the spot. These are the impurities in my body. The effect of the marrow cleansing pill is way too fierce. I covered my nose, opened the door, and rushed straight to the bathroom. Shiryao happened to come out of her room. When she smelled it, her expression instantly changed. Brother, did you fall into the toilet? Shut up. The bathroom is mine. No one come in. I rushed into the bathroom and locked the door behind me. Hot water poured down, continuously washing away the black grime. I could clearly feel that this body had become completely different. Stronger, lighter. The speed at which I absorbed spiritual energy had increased several-fold. I raised my hand. Red gold flame, pitch black profound water, and purple thunder appeared one after another. This morning, I had still been a black iron tier 3 piece of trash anyone could step on. Now, I was already black iron tier 7, and I held 3 top tier abilities. This was only the first day. I looked at myself in the mirror and slowly clenched my fist. From today onward, it was my turn to walk sideways through this world. Half an hour later, I washed myself a full 8 times before finally cleaning off that smell. When I returned to my room, I felt refreshed from head to toe. My skin, bones, and meridians all felt as if they had been reforged. I had just sat down on the edge of my bed when the system notification suddenly rang out. Ding. Host is detected to possess the profound grade martial technique Shock Fist. Use divine evolution ability to deduce and evolve it. My spirits rose. Evolve it. The Shock Fist in my mind instantly unfolded. Every route of force, every power generation technique was dismantled, reorganized, and perfected. A few seconds later, the system gave the result. Ding. Evolution successful. Profound grade martial technique Shock Fist has evolved into a level 1 divine ability. Perfect grade Shock Fist. Perfect grade Shock Fist is 10 times more powerful than the original. I suddenly sat upright. 10 times. The original Shock Fist was only a profound grade martial technique. After evolution, it had directly become a divine ability. And that still wasn't all. Ding. Perfect grade Shock Fist has automatically been cultivated to the 10th level. Boom. A massive amount of combat insight poured directly into my mind. How to punch. How to stack hidden force. How to compress 10 layers of power into a single point and erupt. Every technique felt as if I had painstakingly trained it for decades, completely integrated into my instincts. I clenched my fist and lightly shook it toward the air. Bang! 10 layers of hidden force exploded in succession. The air in front of me was forcibly blasted into a ring of white shock waves, causing the windows to buzz and tremble. I quickly withdrew my hand. If this punch landed on the wall, the entire wall would probably collapse. Black Iron Tier 7, 9 Revolutions Profound Art, plus Perfect Grade Shock Fist. I estimated my combat strength. An ordinary Bronze Tier 5 might not necessarily be my match in a frontal clash. If I also used my 3 major abilities, I would even dare fight a Bronze Tier 6. Thinking of this, I had originally been quite excited. But in the next second, I suddenly realized a problem. Wait, since the divine evolution ability can be copied, why did I use it directly just now? And that supreme marrow cleansing pill too. For such a good thing, if I had copied dozens of them first, then eaten them one by one. It was as if I saw a mountain of gold being kicked into a river by myself. I lost out. I lost big this time. I grabbed my hair in frustration and cursed the system inwardly for quite a while. The system played dead and did not respond at all. Forget it. From now on, whenever I get something good, copy it before using it. I checked my item inventory. The mysterious beast egg was too high level and could not be copied for the time being. The divine evolution ability had already been consumed. The supreme marrow cleansing pill had also been eaten. The only thing left that could be copied was the spirit stones. I took out all the spirit stones from the storage pouch. 50 from the martial arts tournament reward. 10 from Lu Xiaokuei. A total of 60 low-grade spirit stones. I stared at the spirit stones and immediately gave the order. Copy. Ding. Consumed 50 copy points. Copy successful. 60 became 120. Continue. 120 became 240. Copy again. 480. 960. 1,920. One final time. 3,840. The bed was piled full of spirit stones. Dense spiritual energy crowded the room, almost forming a layer of white mist. My eyes went straight. Even ordinary mentors of Jiangxing No. 3 High School probably couldn't take out this many spirit stones with their entire wealth. And I had only used 300 copy points. What kind of system was this? This was clearly a money printing machine. I grabbed a spirit stone. Perfect time to test the cultivation speed of SSS plus talent. The 9 revolutions profound art circulated. A suction force came from my palm. Boom. Thousands of spirit stones trembled at the same time. The spiritual energy contained within them was forcibly extracted, turning into streams of white airflow that poured madly into my body. As soon as the spiritual energy entered my body, it barely needed refining before it was devoured by the 9 revolutions profound art. My aura began to surge. Early black iron tier 7. Middle black iron tier 7. Peak black iron tier 7. Crack. The realm barrier shattered with a boom. Black iron tier 8. I slowly opened my eyes, and the surrounding spiritual energy instantly calmed. More than half of the spirit stones on the bed had turned into gray-white powder, leaving only over 1,300 stones. I stood up and clenched my 5 fingers fiercely. The air was squeezed into a muffled sound. With my realm increasing by 1 tier, the power of perfect grade shock fist had also surged. If I faced a bronze tier 5 now, I was confident I could crush them head-on. If Dad knew I broke through another 2 tiers overnight, he'd probably start doubting life. I smiled, but I didn't plan to tell him immediately. Black Iron Tier 6 was already shocking enough. Rushing to Black Iron Tier 8 overnight was simply impossible to explain. Trump cards still had to be revealed one by one. I restrained my aura, making myself appear to be only Black Iron Tier 6, then took out the mysterious beast egg rewarded by the system. This egg was about the size of a basketball. Golden patterns covered its shell, but I could not sense the slightest breath of life. Beast eggs should all be able to recognize an owner through blood, right? I cut my index finger and squeezed out a drop of blood. The moment the blood landed on the eggshell, it was directly absorbed. Buzz. All the golden patterns lit up. Dazzling light illuminated the entire room. A faint yet ancient will established a connection with me. Immediately afterward, a piece of information entered my mind. To hatch the beast egg, I needed to feed it 10,000 high-grade spirit stones. The smile on my face instantly disappeared. 10,000. And high-grade spirit stones. 1 high-grade spirit stone could be exchanged for 10,000 low-grade spirit stones. 10,000 high-grade spirit stones meant a full 100 million low-grade spirit stones. Were you born eating spirit stones? The beast egg trembled slightly. The remaining spirit stones on the bed also began to tremble. My expression changed sharply. Wait. It was already too late. A terrifying suction force erupted from inside the beast egg. More than 1,000 low-grade spirit stones lit up at the same time, their spiritual energy being forcibly extracted. Crack, crack, crack. The spirit stones turned into powder one after another. In just a few seconds, 1,000 spirit stones were devoured completely. I pressed my hand onto the beast egg. Stop. Stop right now. The beast egg naturally had no mouth, but the speed at which it absorbed spiritual energy was more ruthless than any mouth. I hurriedly stored it back into the system space. After counting, only 340 low-grade spirit stones remained outside. I stared at the powder covering the bed, my face dark. 1,000 low-grade spirit stones. And it wasn't even enough to count as a fraction of the energy needed to hatch you. What kind of mysterious beast egg was this? This was clearly a gold-devouring beast. System, did you send me an ancestor? The system continued to play dead. I cursed at the air in a suppressed voice for a while, but in the end, I could only accept it. However, the more energy the beast egg required, the more it proved that the thing inside was not simple. Only 10,000 high-grade spirit stones. I couldn't take them out now, but that didn't mean I wouldn't be able to in the future. At the same time, inside Thunder Eagle Martial Hall, Lu Tianming sat in his study. After listening to his son's narration, the teacup in his hand was directly crushed into powder. You're saying Yi Xian, with a Black Iron Tier 6 realm, defeated Black Iron Tier 8 Luo Zihong? Lu Xiaokuei hurriedly nodded. And Luo Zihong even had two abilities: A-rank Water type and S-rank Thunder type. But Yi Xian not only won, he even unleashed stronger thunder at the end. Lu Tianming fell silent for a moment, his eyes flickering with sharp light. Fire attribute, thunder attribute, breakthrough during battle. And he can defeat a dual attribute genius 2 tiers above him. The more he analyzed, the graver his expression became. Xiaokuei, the person you provoked is no ordinary genius. Once that boy grows up, all of Jiangxing won't be able to contain him. The corners of Lu Xiaokuei's mouth twitched. Dad, I already admitted defeat. You call that admitting defeat? Lu Tianming slapped the desk. You provoked him first, and even told him to stay away from his own sister. If it were me, I would have broken your legs on the spot. Lu Xiaokuei shrank his neck. Then what should I do? Lu Tianming raised his hand and tossed out a storage pouch. After Lu Xiaokuei caught it and checked inside, his eyes nearly popped out. 1,000 low-grade spirit stones. Dad, this is half a year's profit for the Martial Hall. Give it to Yi Xian. What? Hand it to him personally. Lu Tianming stared at his son, his tone brooking no refusal. Apologize. Befriend him. From now on, if he needs anything, as long as Thunder Eagle Martial Hall can provide it, satisfy him completely. Lu Xiaokuei's face turned pale. Is it necessary to go this far? Of course it is. Lu Tianming stood and walked up to him, patting his shoulder heavily. Sending charcoal in snowy weather is always more useful than adding flowers to brocade. Right now, Yi Xian hasn't truly risen yet. To befriend him at this time, 1,000 spirit stones isn't expensive at all. In fact, it's cheap. At this point, Lu Tianming's eyes turned cold. Remember this. From now on, you are not allowed to trouble Yi Xian again. And you are absolutely not allowed to pursue Yi Shiyao. If you dare drag the entire Thunder Eagle Martial Hall into disaster, I'll be the first to deal with you. Lu Xiaokuei swallowed. Got it. Louder. Got it. That night, everyone in Jiangxing No. 3 High School was discussing my name. And I slept very well. The next morning, I went with my parents and Shiyao to Jiangxing Extreme Arena. A massive steel structure stood in the city center. Crowds continuously streamed into the entrance. The cheers could be heard from hundreds of meters away. Shiyao raised her head, her mouth slightly open. It's so huge. This is the Extreme Arena? My father was in very good spirits today, and his back was much straighter. That's right. The Extreme Arena and Extreme Martial Hall were both established by the Huaxia government. The purpose of the arena is to select martial artists who can truly fight. School competitions are only sparring. This place is different. My mother frowned. What's different? Many people here have seen blood. My father's tone deepened. They won't hold back. After entering the arena, I immediately heard thunderous cheers. On the central battle stage, two powerful fighters were exchanging blows crazily. Every collision stirred up visible shockwaves. Fist shadows crossed. Flames and ice constantly exploded. In just a few breaths, the two had exchanged more than 100 moves. I stared at the battle stage, and the relaxed look on my face quickly disappeared. Strong. Too strong. The aftermath of these two people's fight alone would be enough to tear the current me apart. This is a silver medal gladiator match. My father looked at the battlefield, longing flashing in his eyes. The participants are at least silver rank experts. Any one of them is stronger than I was at my peak. Shiryao asked, "Does the arena also have levels?" "Yes." My father nodded. "Those below the silver realm participate in bronze medal gladiator matches. Silver to gold realm martial artists participate in silver medal gladiator matches. Only those at platinum realm and above can participate in gold medal gladiator matches. Above that, there is the Star Glory Medal. But that is not only a symbol of strength. To obtain a Star Glory Medal, one must at least possess Star Glory level combat strength and must have rendered sufficiently great military merits for Huaxia." As he finished speaking, the flame in my father's eyes seemed to burn again. I looked at him, and a decision suddenly formed in my heart. In the future, I must find a way to heal his injuries. Not just restore him. I would make him even stronger than he had been 10 years ago. The system's voice suddenly sounded. Ding. Choice mission triggered. Choice 1. Participate in a bronze medal gladiator match and obtain 10 consecutive victories. Reward. 1 ability talent advancement card. 1 supreme marrow cleansing pill. Choice 2. Refuse the mission. Realm drops to black iron tier 6. My face darkened. Again? This damned system wasn't giving me any real choice at all. But this time, it wasn't exactly screwing me over. The supreme marrow cleansing pill could be copied directly. The ability talent advancement card was even more what I needed right now. Except, I turned to my father. "Dad, I want to enter the stage and try." My mother's expression changed. "No. Can people here be compared to students at school? You just broke through. What if something happens?" Shiryao also quickly grabbed my arm. "Brother, how about watching for now? I know what I'm doing." I looked at my father. "Dad, what do you think?" My father was silent for a few seconds. "Have you thought it through?" "I have." "Then go." My mother immediately glared at him. "Old Yi, he is a martial artist." My father interrupted her. "If he wants to become stronger, he can't stay in school forever. The arena is dangerous. But the wilderness, monsters, and enemies are 100 times more dangerous than this place." He patted my shoulder. "Go. If you can't win, admit defeat. It's nothing shameful." I nodded. I won't risk my life just to act tough. After saying that, I turned and walked toward the registration area. Behind me, my mother's low, resentful voice quickly sounded. "Why did you really let him go? He was only Black Iron's 6th stage yesterday. Precisely because this is his first time here, he needs to understand how cruel real combat is." My father said that, but his eyes remained fixed on my back the entire time. At the registration desk, I released the aura of Black Iron's 6th stage. My true Black Iron 8th stage cultivation was completely concealed by the 9 Revolutions profound art. The staff member glanced at me. "Still in school? Senior year. First time here?" "Yeah." He handed me a bronze medal badge. "Information registration complete." "Young man, this place isn't school. Admit defeat when you need to. Don't throw your life away for the sake of face." "Understood." I took the badge, but didn't leave. "One more thing. Speak. I want to challenge a 10-win streak." The staff member's movements paused. "Are you sure?" "I'm sure." I took out a storage pouch and placed it on the table. "Also, I heard the arena allows betting. I'm betting on myself to win 10 matches in a row. 300 low-grade spirit stones." The staff member checked the storage pouch, and his expression clearly changed. "Quite the big move. A 10-win streak wager. 10-to-1 odds. If you succeed, the arena will pay you 3,000 low-grade spirit stones. If you fail, those 300 will be gone." I pinned the bronze medal badge to my chest. "Then I just won't lose." The staff member watched me walk into the waiting area and chuckled softly. "Interesting." A few minutes later, the host's voice rang throughout the entire arena. "Ladies and gentlemen, next, a newcomer at the Black Iron Realm will challenge the bronze medal 10-win streak. The challenger, Yi Xian. At the same time, he has wagered 300 low-grade spirit stones on himself to win all 10 battles." Boom. The spectator stands instantly erupted. A newcomer challenging a 10-win streak. And he bet 300 spirit stones. Where does this kid get his confidence? He's probably some pampered young master from a family who's never seen blood. My mother's face instantly turned pale. 10-win streak. Xiao Xian didn't say he was going to fight 10 matches in a row. Shi Yao also anxiously gripped the railing. Dad, is my brother being too impulsive? My father stared at the battle platform, his expression grave. If he dared to choose this, he should have his own confidence. Let's watch the first match first. The iron gates on both sides of the battle platform opened at the same time. I walked into the center. The person who came out opposite me was a burly man nearly 2 meters tall. Black Iron 6th stage. Strength type ability. His arms were thicker than an ordinary person's thighs. The man glanced at me, his face full of disdain. A student? You haven't even grown all your hair yet, and you dare challenge a 10-win streak. I loosened my wrist. Are we fighting or not? The burly man's gaze darkened, and he spat out a string of crude words with only one purpose: to provoke me. But in the next second, he moved. Bang! The ground beneath his feet shook. His entire body was like a savage bull as he raised his fist and charged at me. The wind from his fist reached me first. I didn't use my ability. I didn't even use perfect grade tremor fist. The instant he rushed in front of me, I simply sidestepped and punched. Bang! My fist landed precisely on his abdomen. The burly man's body instantly bent like a bow. His feet left the ground, and his entire body flew more than 10 meters sideways. He landed, unconscious. The entire arena fell into a brief silence. Then thunderous cheers erupted. One punch. A Black Iron 6 stage was instantly defeated. This kid's strength isn't normal. The host's voice also became excited. First match. Yi Xian wins. In the spectator stands, my mother covered her mouth and didn't react for a long time. Shi Yao jumped up excitedly. He won. Dad, my brother won with one punch. My father didn't speak. He watched the motion of my punch, his eyes growing more and more shocked, because he knew that I hadn't used my full strength at all just now. In a second-floor private box, Lei Xingtian was sitting on a sofa. When he saw me, he laughed outright. So it's that kid. Beside him sat Tong Zhan, the person in charge of the Extreme Arena. He was also Platinum First Stage. You know him? More than know him. Lei Xingtian leaned forward, his gaze locked onto the battle platform. Yi Xian, this year's martial arts tournament champion from Jiangxing No. 3 High School. A dual attribute genius who defeated a Black Iron 8th stage while only at Black Iron 6th stage. Tong Zhan raised an eyebrow. No wonder he dares challenge a 10-win streak. But if he only fights opponents of the same level, that's not very interesting. Lei Xingtian looked at him. What are you planning? Tong Zhan picked up a communicator. Since he's a genius, of course we should raise the difficulty a little. He pressed a number. Starting from the second match, increase the opponent by 1 minor realm each round. Lei Xingtian laughed. Ruthless enough. It's your arena. You decide. I also want to see where this kid's limit really is. The second match began soon. The host's voice spread throughout the arena. Yi Xian's second opponent. Black Iron 7th stage, Zhao Yan. The entire arena instantly fell silent. Then waves of doubt rose. The second match is already Black Iron 7th stage? The arena changed the difficulty at the last minute, didn't they? Isn't this deliberately targeting a newcomer? I also looked up at the host platform. Increasing by 1 minor realm each match? Are they trying to mess with me? Across from me, Zhao Yan had already drawn his long sword. Flames wrapped around the blade. The last guy underestimated you. I won't. Blazing flame slash. Zhao Yan slashed down with his sword. A scorching sword aura shot straight toward my chest. Instead of retreating, I advanced. My right foot stomped down hard, and I instantly rushed in front of the sword aura. Then I punched. Boom. The flaming sword aura was blown apart head-on by my fist. Zhao Yan's expression changed dramatically, and he hurriedly raised his sword horizontally to block. My fist had already fallen. Crack. The long sword broke directly into several pieces. The remaining force of the punch smashed into Zhao Yan's chest, sending him flying several meters backward. He dropped to one knee and spat out a mouthful of blood. He looked up at me, his eyes filled only with horror. I admit defeat. Second match, Yi Xian wins. The cheers were even louder than before. Third match, Black Iron 8th stage. 1 punch. Fourth match, Black Iron 9th stage. 2 punches. Fifth match, Bronze 1st stage. Victory. Sixth match, Bronze 2nd stage. Victory. Seventh match, Bronze 3rd stage. Victory. 8th match, bronze 4th stage. Still victory. The atmosphere in the entire arena was completely ignited. My name echoed through the spectator stands. By the 9th match, standing before me was already a bronze 5th stage swordsman. This time, I finally got a little serious. The opponent drew his longsword, and sword aura instantly covered the entire battle platform. Yi Xian, your winning streak ends here. I released a portion of my cultivation suppression. The aura of Black Iron 7th stage erupted. The spectator stands cried out in shock again. He isn't Black Iron 6th stage? This kid actually hid one stage of cultivation. Crimson gold flames rose from beneath my feet. A flaming phoenix spread its wings behind me. The bronze 5th stage swordsman's pupil shrank, but he did not retreat. Sword opens the world. He slashed down. Dozens of sword auras gathered into one gigantic sword beam and cleaved straight toward me. I clenched my right fist. 10 layers of hidden force compressed at the same time. Perfect tremor fist. 10 layers break. I punched out. Boom. Fist force and sword beam collided head-on. Flames instantly devoured half the battle platform. The sword beam lasted only 1 second before being shattered on the spot by the 10 layers of fist force. The bronze 5th stage swordsman groaned and retreated repeatedly. I rushed out from the flames and arrived in front of him in an instant. My second punch stopped in front of his face. The wind from the fist blew his hair backward. Several tiny bloody cuts were even shaken open on his skin. As long as my fist moved half an inch farther forward, his head would suffer a severe blow. The bronze 5th stage swordsman froze in place. The next second, he decisively said, "I admit defeat. I withdrew my fist. Thank you for the match." 9th match, Yi Xian wins. The host's voice was trembling. 9 consecutive victories. Black Iron 7th stage, defeating bronze 5th stage head-on. Today, Extreme Arena may witness the birth of a true, peerless genius. In the spectator stands, my mother was completely speechless. "Old Yi, our son just defeated a bronze 5th stage." My father stared at the battle platform, his palms trembling slightly. That's right. He defeated him head-on. Shiyao's eyes were red with excitement. Brother already has 9 wins. Only one last match left. My father slowly exhaled. He had once been bronze 9th stage, so he naturally knew how difficult it was to fight across realms. Black Iron 7th stage defeating bronze 5th stage. That kind of talent was already beyond what Jiangxing could measure. He looked at me on the battle platform and suddenly smiled. A peerless genius. My son, Yi Jinghua's son, is actually a peerless genius. In the second-floor private box, Lei Xingtian abruptly stood up. Good. I knew this kid was hiding something. Tong Zhan's expression, however, looked a little stiff. Black Iron 7th stage breaking through bronze 5th stage? Are you sure he isn't some old monster who regained his youth? Can't accept losing? Lei Xingtian looked at him with a smile. Who can't accept losing? Tong Zhan immediately retorted. The 10th match hasn't been fought yet. Canyue is about to go on stage. He's a bronze 6th stage expert who once achieved an 8-win streak. Lei Xingtian looked toward the battle platform, his face full of anticipation. Bronze 6th stage is indeed not weak. But there's something I forgot to tell you. Tong Zhan frowned. What? During the school martial arts tournament, Yi Xian publicly displayed a fire attribute ability. I've already seen that. But he has a second ability. The defiance on Tong Zhan's face instantly froze. A second one? A lightning attribute above S grade. Lei Xingtian stared at me, his smile growing more and more obvious. In those 9 matches just now, he never used lightning. He even used only a portion of his fire attribute ability. Tong Zhan suddenly turned his head. You mean, Canyue is a lightning attribute martial artist? Lei Xingtian leaned back against the sofa. In this match, he might lose even faster. Tong Zhan's face completely darkened. At the same time, the host took a deep breath and shouted the information for the 10th match with all his strength. The final battle of the 10-win streak challenge. Yi Xian's opponent. Bronze medal 8-win streak holder. Bronze 6th stage expert, Canyue. The iron gate on the other side slowly opened. A man wearing a black mask walked onto the battle platform. He held no weapon in his hands. With every step he took, a streak of lightning exploded beneath his feet. The aura of bronze 6th stage swept across the entire arena. Kanua stopped opposite me and raised a hand to point at me. Kid, your winning streak ends here. I sensed the thunder around him and instead smiled. You want to play with lightning against me? Then I'll show you what true thunder really is. In the second-floor private box, Tong Zhan stared at the battle platform, clearly unconvinced. Old Lei, you're not joking? Black Iron 7th stage against Bronze 5th stage was already ridiculous enough. If he really has another S-grade ability, Qinwen might not be able to suppress him. Lei Xingtian smiled. Whether it's true or not, won't we know if we keep watching? He stared at me, his eyes growing brighter. Clearly, the stronger I performed, the more he wanted to pull me into extreme martial hall. In the spectator stands, Shiryao was already so nervous that she grabbed my father's arm. Dad, Qinwen once had an 8-win streak. He also has S-grade cultivation talent and an A-grade wind attribute ability. Can brother win? My father frowned, but his gaze never left me. There are experts guarding Extreme Arena. They'll intervene at a critical moment. Let's trust your brother first. My mother clenched her hands, muttering nonstop. Xiao Xian, don't push yourself. Be careful. Creak. The iron gate on the other side of the battle platform opened completely. A young man in his 20s walked out. He wore a black combat suit and a half-silver mask on his face. He did not restrain his Bronze 6th stage aura at all. Wind attribute ability flowed around him, forming a nearly vacuum-like barrier. His clothes moved without wind. With every step, he left a shallow cut on the battle platform. Qinwen, holder of an 8-win streak in the bronze medal division. Also my 10th opponent. He came in front of me, but did not attack immediately. Black Iron 7th stage, defeating Bronze 5th stage head-on. Your talent is above mine. However, the gap in realm cannot be bridged by talent alone. His attitude was very serious. No contempt. No provocation. This kind of opponent was actually the hardest to fight. I clenched my fist. It is also my honor to fight a Bronze 6th stage. Although I said that, I had already started cursing inwardly. In a normal 10-win streak challenge, arranging a Bronze 2nd stage for the final match would already be impressive. But now they had directly stuffed in a Bronze 6th stage. That was a difference of 4 whole minor realms. If no one was manipulating this behind the scenes, I'd eat the battle platform. I raised my head and swept a glance toward the second-floor private box. The one-way glass blocked the view inside, but I could feel it. Someone was watching me. You want to test my limit? Fine. Then I'll let you see enough. Nirvana fire surged from my body. Crimson gold flames swept across the battle platform. A flaming phoenix spread its wings behind me, dyeing half the arena red. Sanyue's eyes darkened. If that's all, it still isn't enough. Then add one more. With a thought, I moved. Sizzle. Purple lightning rushed out from within my body. To avoid exposing the true grade of my purple firmament divine thunder, I released less than 10% of its power. The lightning flowed into the Phoenix Phantom. The surface of the crimson gold Phoenix was instantly covered in a layer of purple lightning armor. Lightning and fire fused. Its power directly surged. Sanyue's face completely changed. Dual attributes? Your lightning ability is at least A-grade. The entire arena went silent for an instant. The next second, everyone exploded at once. Lightning attribute. Wasn't Yi Xian only fire attribute? He's actually a dual attribute martial artist. Fire and lightning can even fuse. In the spectator stands, my father abruptly stood up. Dual attribute abilities. How much else is this kid hiding? Shiryao's little mouth opened slightly. When did brother awaken a lightning ability? My mother's eyes were already red. Old Yi, are dual attributes very powerful? Not just powerful. My father stared at the lightning fire phoenix behind me, his voice trembling. They're extremely rare, especially since his 2 abilities can fuse. This kind of combat power is far from a simple 1+1. My mother covered her mouth, and tears finally fell. Son, keep going. Mom can't help you with anything. I can only cheer for you. Hearing her voice, I turned and glanced over. This battle was one I absolutely could not lose. Inside the second-floor private box, Tong Zhan had already walked up to the one-way glass. He's still suppressing his lightning attribute. Even at this point, this kid still refuses to reveal his full strength. Lei Xingtian laughed with particular delight. Do you see it? Fire and lightning perfectly fused. This requires not only talent, but also extremely powerful control. To achieve this at 18 years old, This kid is even craftier than those old veterans who have fought life-and-death battles for over a decade. Tong Jian snorted coldly. Dual attributes are indeed strong. But if he wants to beat Kanyue, it still isn't enough. Kanyue has developed his wind attribute to a very high level. If they truly fight, Yi Xian can at most barely hold on. Lei Xingtian leaned against the sofa. Is that so? Why do I feel like he's still hiding something? On the battle platform, Kanyue stopped waiting. He raised both hands, and wind attribute ability gathered wildly. Wind blades, strangulation, buzz. Dozens of wind blades appeared out of thin air. The wind blades spun at high speed and gathered into a several-meter-tall tornado, rushing straight toward me. The surface of the battle platform was continuously torn open. Cracks rapidly spread one after another. I narrowed my eyes. If an ordinary bronze 5th stage encountered this move, they probably wouldn't even have time to admit defeat. Good timing. I clenched my right fist. Nirvana fire and purple firmament divine thunder wrapped around my fist at the same time. The 9 revolutions profound art circulated. Perfect grade tremor fist, 10 layers stacked. I stepped forward and punched toward the tornado head-on. Break. Boom. A several-meter-wide lightning fire fist imprint shot through the air. The fist imprint and the tornado collided directly. Flames exploded. Lightning raged. Countless wind blades were shattered head-on by the fist force. Rumble. The shockwave spread in all directions. Kanyue and I were both forced back. I slid more than 10 meters backward, then stomped my right foot heavily on the ground and forcefully stabilized myself. Kanyue retreated the same distance. An even match. The entire arena fell into dead silence. A few seconds later, the cheers nearly overturned the roof. He blocked it. Black Iron 7th stage blocked Bronze 6th stage head-on. What kind of monster is this? Kanyue looked at me, the solemnity on his face already turning into shock. Such powerful fist force. What you used just now wasn't only your ability. I shook out my slightly numb hand. Good eyes. Kanyue took a deep breath. I admit, I underestimated you earlier. Next, I will use my strongest strike. Exactly what I want. Kanyue rapidly formed seals with both hands. All the wind attribute spiritual energy on the battle platform began to riot. Hurricane. Evening elephant. Boom. A hurricane more than twice as powerful as before suddenly formed. Kanyue stood at the center of the hurricane. Countless wind blades revolved around him, forming an absolute killing domain. His entire body seemed to have merged with the hurricane. Yi Xian, I can't fully control the power of this move. If you can't block it, admit defeat immediately. I stared at the center of the hurricane, but suddenly smiled. Attacking from the outside would cause my power to be continuously weakened by the hurricane. There was only one most direct way to break this move. Charge in. Defeat Kanyue. I pushed off with my feet, and my entire body shot out like a cannonball. I didn't go around it, nor did I retreat. Facing countless wind blades, I directly crashed into the hurricane. The scene instantly erupted with cries of shock. He's crazy. That's Hurricane Evening Elephant. A bronze 1st or 2nd stage would be torn apart just by touching it. Shiyao's face turned pale with fright. Brother, my mother abruptly grabbed my father. Why did Xiao Xian rush in? My father also stood up, his hands gripping the railing tightly. Trust him. He isn't reckless. Inside the 2nd-floor private box, Lei Xingtian burst into laughter. Good. That's how it should be fought. Tong Zhan's eyelids twitched wildly. You don't call that reckless? That kid is a madman. If a martial artist isn't a little mad, how can they win? Lei Xingtian stared at the figure inside the hurricane. As long as he can judge that he can withstand it, this is the most direct method to break the move. I like this kid's fighting style. Inside the hurricane, countless wind blades attacked at the same time. Flash. My clothes were cut open. Tiny wounds also appeared across my arms and shoulders. 3 lights divine water circulated within my body. The instant a wound appeared, it rapidly healed. The 9 revolutions profound art operated at full strength. My body continuously adapted to the tearing force of the hurricane. It hurt, but it was still within my tolerance. When Kanyue saw me rush in front of him, he was clearly stunned. You really dared to come in? I'm already in here, and you're still asking that. Good. Kanyue laughed loudly. Just for that courage, I respect you. With a wave of both hands, Two nearly solid wind blades covered his arms. Slash. The twin blades crossed and chopped down. I didn't dodge or evade. I raised my fist and smashed forward. Bang! My fist collided head-on with the wind blades. The wind blades were shaken until dense cracks appeared. Sanyue's arms were also shaken upward. I stepped forward and threw another punch. Kanyue dodged sideways, and a wind blade swept toward my throat. I lowered my head to avoid it, then slammed my shoulder heavily into his chest. Bang! Both of us retreated at the same time. Immediately after, we charged at each other again. Fists, wind blades, knee strikes, elbow strikes. Heavy collision sounds continuously rang out from within the hurricane. The people outside couldn't clearly see what was happening inside. They could only see two blurry figures colliding wildly amid countless wind blades. 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Sanyue's breathing grew heavier and heavier. But my 9 revolutions profound art spun faster and faster. Under the hurricane's continuous tempering, my physical strength kept improving. The progress of the first revolution of the 9 revolutions profound art was also slowly increasing. As expected of an 8-win streak martial artist, his combat experience was indeed far beyond students from school. Unfortunately, his power had already begun to decline, and I was still growing stronger. Kanyue struck with another palm. I tilted my head to avoid it, then directly grabbed his wrist. That's about enough. Sanyue's pupils shrank. What? I said this battle should end now. Purple firmament divine thunder erupted instantly. This time, I increased its power slightly. Purple lightning surged along Sanyue's arm and into his body. His wind attribute ability immediately went out of control. Hurricane Evening Elephant paused for a split second. Now, I released his wrist, twisted my waist, and punched. Perfect tremor fist. 10 layers of hidden force compressed into a single point. Bang! My fist struck Sanyue's chest. The first layer of fist force erupted. Sanyue's expression changed dramatically. Second layer. Third layer. When it reached the 5th layer, I forcefully held back the remaining power. Even so, Kanyue still spat out a mouthful of blood, and his entire body flew backward. The hurricane collapsed along with him. The countless wind blades disappeared. Everyone finally saw the situation on the battle platform clearly. Kanyue was kneeling on one knee. One hand covered his chest, and blood flowed down the corner of his mouth. I stood opposite him, the lightning and fire on my fists slowly dissipating. The outcome was already very clear. The entire arena was deathly silent. Kanyue raised his head, his expression complicated. At that instant just now, he had already sensed it. My lightning was definitely not A-grade. It wasn't even ordinary S-grade. More importantly, I had held back at the end. Otherwise, that punch would have severely injured him. Kanyue struggled to stand up and cupped his fists toward me. I admit defeat. Thank you for showing mercy. I also withdrew my power. Thank you for the match. The host froze for several seconds before finally reacting. He grabbed the microphone and announced in an almost roaring voice. Kanyue admits defeat. 10th match, Yixian wins. 10 consecutive victories. Let us congratulate Yixian. On his first time entering Extreme Arena, he has completed the bronze medal 10-win streak. Boom. The entire arena completely boiled over. Everyone was shouting my name. Yixian, Yixian, Yixian. I stood in the center of the battle platform, listening to the deafening cheers, and slowly clenched my fist. Black Iron 7th stage. Defeating Bronze 6th stage. 10-win streak. This was only my first battle after stepping into the true martial world. In the spectator stands, Shiryao jumped up excitedly. He won. Brother won. My mother covered her face, tears continuously falling. My father threw his head back and laughed. Good. Beautifully done. Inside the second-floor private box, Lei Xingtian also stood up. Old Tong, did you feel it? Tong Zhan did not answer immediately. He recalled that flash of purple lightning from just now, his expression growing more and more serious. Definitely not A-grade. At least S+. It may even be SS grade. Lei Xingtian smiled. That's also my judgment. And his physical body. At least 3 to 5 times stronger than an ordinary martial artist of the same level. Tong Zhan watched me leave the battle platform and slowly exhaled. 18 years old. Black Iron 7th stage. Dual attribute abilities. Extremely strong physique. defeating Kanye across 11 stages. With this kind of talent, as long as he doesn't die, he'll at least become a regional giant in the future. At least. Lei Xingtian shook his head. You're still underestimating him. This kid's future will definitely not stop at Jiangqing. I left the battle platform and returned to the registration area. The staff member who had received me earlier was already standing there waiting for me. The way he looked at me had completely changed. Brother, impressive. First time here, and you already got a 10-win streak. I've worked here for so many years, and this is the first time I've seen it. I placed the bronze medal badge on the table. Where's my reward? The staff member's mouth twitched. Other people who had just achieved a 10-win streak would be eager to accept the cheers of the entire arena. But me? The first thing I said after stepping down was asking for money. Don't worry, you won't be shortchanged. You wagered 300 low-grade spirit stones at 10-to-1 odds. 3,000 in total. I thought for a moment. What the mysterious beast egg needed was not low-grade spirit stones. It needed high-grade spirit stones. If I could directly exchange them, that would save trouble. Can they be exchanged for high-grade spirit stones? The staff member froze. High-grade spirit stones. Yes. You really dare to ask. His expression was strange. Normally, one high-grade spirit stone can be exchanged for 100 low-grade spirit stones, but high-grade spirit stones are extremely scarce. Usually, no one is willing to exchange them. I'll ask for you. Just as he was about to contact his superior, another staff member quickly came down from the second floor and handed him a storage pouch. The two exchanged a few words in low voices. The expression of the staff member receiving me clearly changed. He handed the storage pouch to me. Your request was approved. There are 40 high-grade spirit stones inside. I raised an eyebrow. 40. According to the exchange ratio, 3,000 low-grade spirit stones could only be exchanged for 30 high-grade spirit stones. The staff member's eyes were full of envy. 30 are what you're owed. The other 10 are an additional reward from a big figure in Extreme Martial Hall. That big figure thinks highly of you. Yi Xian, congratulations. Being noticed by Extreme Martial Hall means your path has truly opened. A big figure from Extreme Martial Hall? I accepted the storage pouch and immediately thought of today's abnormal match arrangements. They raised my opponents all the way to Bronze 6 stage. Then after I won, they voluntarily sent me 10 high-grade spirit stones. This was a test, and also a recruitment gesture. I glanced toward the second-floor private box. Unfortunately, I still couldn't see anything. Thank that big figure for me. I'll pass it along. At that moment, the system prompt also sounded. Ding. Congratulations to the host for completing the Bronze Medal Arena 10-win streak mission. Obtained 1 ability talent advancement card. Obtained 1 supreme marrow cleansing pill. In view of the host's extraordinary completion of the mission, an additional reward of 400 copy points is granted. 400 copy points. The corners of my mouth lifted slightly. This time, not only had I obtained the 10-win streak, I also gained 40 high-grade spirit stones. On top of that, I got an ability talent advancement card and a supreme marrow cleansing pill. I made a killing. Just as I was about to leave, inside the second-floor private box, one of Tong Zhan's subordinates returned to report. Manager, the spirit stones have been delivered. Tong Zhan nodded. What was that kid's reaction? Very calm. The subordinate hesitated for a moment. He only asked me to thank that big figure for him. Lei Xingtian laughed. He accepted the gift, but didn't immediately take a stance. This kid is steady. Tong Zhan glanced at him. You really are generous. 40 high-grade spirit stones, 10 of which were given away for free. You don't feel any pain spending Extreme Martial Hall's money. It's only 10. Lei Xingtian didn't care at all. This time, the hall master gave me 300 high-grade spirit stones to reward the geniuses of the Jiangqing branch. Does Yi Xian not deserve 10? Tong Zhan was silent for a moment. He does. It's just that you extended the olive branch quickly enough. If we don't recruit a genius like this early, should we wait for others to snatch him away? Lei Xingtian looked toward the door. I have a feeling. These 10 high-grade spirit stones will become the most worthwhile investment Extreme Martial Hall has ever made. I soon returned to my family. Shiyao was the first to rush over and hug my arm. Brother, 10-win streak. You really got a 10-win streak. Her face was flushed from excitement. When you rushed into the hurricane at the end, you scared me to death. I rubbed her head. I had confidence. Don't take risks like that next time. Fine, I'll listen to you. Promise me. I'll try. Shiryao glared at me angrily. My mother also hurried over and grabbed my shoulders, checking me up and down. Are you hurt? No. Your clothes are torn, and you still say you're not hurt. 3 lights. I almost let it slip, then quickly changed my words. It's just a superficial wound. The bleeding already stopped. My mother still wasn't at ease. We'll check again when we get home. My father wasn't as nervous as they were. He simply walked up to me and heavily patted my shoulder. Good kid. Black Iron 7th stage defeating Bronze 6th stage. You're much stronger than Dad was when I was young. I smiled. I'll become even stronger in the future. That's the spirit. Not far away, Lu Xiaokuei and his father Lu Tianming were also among the crowd. Lu Xiaokuei looked at me, his face completely numb. Dad, is Yi Xian really only Black Iron 7th stage? He actually defeated Kanyue. Sanyue's strength is probably almost comparable to yours, right? Lu Tianming's face was grave. If it were a life-and-death battle, I would have to pay quite a price to defeat Kanyue. But Yi Xian clearly still had strength left. Lu Xiaokuei fell silent. Yesterday, he had even run to the school to challenge me. He even threatened me to stay away from Shiryao. Now that he thought back on it, he only felt a chill down his spine. Lu Tianming looked at him coldly. Do you see it clearly now? Someone like that can only be befriended, not offended. Tomorrow, personally visit him. Hand the spirit stones to him. Lower your attitude. Lu Xiaokuei subconsciously touched his chest. Understood. After dinner at home, I immediately went into my room and locked the door. 400 copy points. Each copy consumed 50 points. That meant I could copy 8 times in total. This time, I didn't make the same mistake as before. Good things had to be copied first. Use them only after copying. I first took out the Ability Talent Advancement card. Copy. Ding. Copy successful. Obtained 2 Ability Talent Advancement cards. Continue. 2 became 4. I stopped. 4 advancement cards were enough for now. The remaining copy points had to be reserved for the Supreme Marrow Cleansing Pill and high-grade Spirit Stones. I took out the Supreme Marrow Cleansing Pill next. Copy. Ding. Obtained 2 Supreme Marrow Cleansing Pills. Continue. Ding. Infinite drop rate triggered. Congratulations, host. You have obtained 10 Supreme Marrow Cleansing Pills. Looking at the 10 pills emitting a faint fragrance, I was in an excellent mood. Unfortunately, one person could only use a marrow cleansing pill once in their lifetime. Continuing to eat them would no longer be useful to me. But this kind of immortal pill could be left for my parents and Shiryao, especially my father. His injuries and cultivation might be partially restored by the Supreme Marrow Cleansing Pill. However, I couldn't give it rashly. I first had to confirm whether the Supreme Marrow Cleansing Pill would affect his old injuries. Next, it was time to advance my abilities. I took out 2 Ability Talent Advancement cards. First, upgrade Nirvana Fire. The card transformed into golden light and merged into my body. Boom. The original crimson gold Nirvana Fire rapidly turned deep red. A red lotus slowly bloomed within the flames. A destructive aura instantly filled the room. Ding. SS grade Nirvana Fire advancement successful. Congratulations, host. You have obtained the SSS grade ability, Red Lotus Karmic Fire. I opened my left hand. Red flames burned quietly, but that terrifying temperature caused the surrounding space to begin distorting. The second card was used on Black Nether True Water. Ding. SS grade Black Nether True Water advancement successful. Congratulations, host. You have obtained the SSS grade ability, 3 Lights Divine Water. I opened my right hand. Gold, silver, and purple streams of water slowly flowed in my palm. It did not have the destructive aura of Red Lotus Karmic Fire. Instead, it emitted an intense life force. The tiny injuries I had suffered in the hurricane earlier disappeared completely the moment they came into contact with the 3 Lights Divine Water. Red Lotus Karmic Fire. 3 Lights Divine Water. Purple Firmament Divine Thunder. 3 SSS grade abilities. Together with SSS plus Cultivation Talent. With a configuration like this, forget a person. Even if you threw it onto a pig, it could probably be piled into a Beast King. However, my operation still wasn't finished. I still had 4 copying chances left. All of them would be used on high-grade Spirit Stones. I took out 40 high-grade Spirit Stones. Dense spiritual energy instantly filled the room. Copy. 40 became 80. Second time, 80 became 160. During the third copy, the system's voice suddenly changed. Ding. Infinite drop rate triggered. Congratulations, host. You have obtained 1,600 high-grade spirit stones. My breathing instantly became rapid. It triggered a tenfold drop rate. Continue copying. The final time, 1,600 became 3,200. The room was piled full of high-grade spirit stones. The spiritual energy was so dense that it almost condensed into liquid. Sitting among the spirit stones, I couldn't help laughing. Originally, there had only been 40. Now there were a full 3,200. An 80-fold increase. This was the true terror of the divine-level copying system. One infinite drop rate activation directly saved me countless years of struggle. I picked up one high-grade spirit stone. The spiritual energy contained within it was far beyond what a low-grade spirit stone could compare to. Previously, after absorbing several thousand low-grade spirit stones, I had broken through one realm. Now, there were more than 3,000 high-grade spirit stones here. How far could they raise me? I restrained my smile and sat down cross-legged. The current me looked very strong. But before true experts, I was still nothing. Today, even the aftershock from the silver metal battle platform would have been enough to tear me apart. Only strength truly belonged to oneself. I wanted to protect my parents, protect Shiryao, and heal my father's injuries. All of these required greater power. 9 revolutions profound art. Devour. Boom. My SSS plus cultivation talent was fully released. The 9 revolutions profound art circulated to its limit. More than 3,000 high-grade spirit stones trembled at the same time. Dense spiritual energy transformed into a torrent and frantically surged into my body. 2,500. 2,000. 1,500. The spirit stones continuously lost their luster and turned to powder. My aura also surged continuously. Black Iron 8th stage, middle phase. Black Iron 8th stage, peak. Boom. The realm barrier was directly shattered. Black Iron 9th stage. The spiritual energy still did not stop. The progress of the 9 revolutions profound art also rapidly rose from first revolution, 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%. My bones emitted dense cracking sounds. My flesh, meridians, internal organs, everything was being strengthened by the 9 revolutions profound art. 10 minutes later, I stopped absorbing. Only 200 high-grade spirit stones remained in the room. I slowly opened my eyes. A streak of purple lightning flashed through them. Immediately after, the system panel unfolded before my eyes. Host, Yixian. Age, 18. Realm, Black Iron 9th stage. Cultivation method, 9 revolutions profound art. First revolution, 5%. Cultivation talent, SSS plus grade. Ability talents, SSS grade Red Lotus Karmic Fire, SSS grade 3 Lights Divine Water, SSS grade Purple Firmament Divine Thunder. Martial technique / divine ability. Perfect grade Tremor Fist, 10th layer. Items, 10 Supreme Marrow Cleansing Pills, 2 Ability Talent Advancement Cards, Mysterious Beast Egg, Hatching Progress 0.1%. Copy points, 0. Passive ability, Infinite Drop Rate. I stood up and gently clenched my fist. Bang! The air in my palm exploded on the spot. This time, I didn't need to use any ability, nor did I need to use Perfect Tremor Fist. With only physical strength, I was enough to crush the previous Kanwa. If I attacked with full power, killing a Bronze 6 stage with one punch would absolutely not be a problem. I restrained my aura and looked at myself in the mirror. One day ago, I had still been Black Iron 3rd stage, mocked by others, called trash. Now, I had already stepped into Black Iron 9th stage. I held 3 SSS grade abilities. My combat strength was even approaching a higher level. This feeling of growing stronger was indeed addictive. I raised my hand. Red Lotus Karmic Fire surged upward. 3 Lights Divine Water flowed around my wrist. Purple Firmament Divine Thunder flickered at my fingertips. The 3 powers collided with each other. The entire room began to tremble slightly. I immediately withdrew my abilities. If I kept playing around, the house really would collapse. I looked at the mysterious beast egg inside the system space, the corners of my mouth slowly rising. Don't worry. There will be spirit stones, and I will keep growing stronger. This invincible path has only truly just begun. The next morning, I was the first to get up. In the kitchen, the spatula clattered against the pan. Soon, the dining table in the living room was filled with breakfast. Xiaoxian. My mother opened her bedroom door and clearly froze when she saw me wearing an apron. My father and Shiyao also walked out. The three of them looked at me, then at the food on the table. Their expressions were stranger than the last. Yesterday at Extreme Arena, I had still been the ruthless guy who defeated a bronze 6 stage with one punch and won 10 consecutive matches. This morning, however, I was frying eggs and making soup in the kitchen. The contrast was indeed a little jarring. Why are you all standing there? I carried out the last dish. Dad, Mom, Shiyao eat. Brother, why are you suddenly so diligent today? Shiyao sat down at the table and stared at me suspiciously. You didn't get into trouble, did you? I flicked her forehead with my finger. I made food for you, and you still suspect me? No one is this attentive without a reason. She covered her forehead and muttered quietly. I couldn't be bothered to argue with her. The truly important thing was the 3 bowls of soup on the table. Inside each bowl, I had placed one supreme marrow-cleansing pill. My father was burdened by old injuries, his foundation ruined. My mother was only an ordinary person. Although Shiyao had strong talent, she had not officially begun cultivating. These 3 supreme marrow-cleansing pills were just right for laying their foundations. As for how I would explain it, let them eat first. Taste the soup. I pushed the bowls toward them. Shiyao didn't think too much. She picked up the bowl and took a sip, and her eyes immediately lit up. So fragrant. She tilted her head back and gulped it down. Brother, when did your soup-making skills get this good? You like it? I like it. I'll make it for you often in the future. I rubbed her head. That's more like it. She narrowed her eyes like a kitten being stroked. My parents also drank the soup. Looking at the 3 empty bowls, I secretly let out a breath of relief. Done. My father watched Shiyao and me bicker, a smile on his face the entire time. Xiaoxian. Having talent is a good thing. Being able to stay calm and not arrogant is even harder. He patted my shoulder. You won 10 matches yesterday, and today you can still get up early to make breakfast for the family. Keep that up. Just as I was about to answer, his expression suddenly changed. Clatter. His chopsticks fell onto the table. My father braced both hands against the tabletop, his face rapidly turning red, and his body began trembling violently. Dad. Shiyao immediately stood up. What's wrong? My mother was also startled. Old Yi, where do you feel uncomfortable? Don't touch me. My father suddenly raised his hand. There was no pain in his eyes, only unbelievable ecstasy. My body. My injuries are recovering. Boom. A surge of spiritual energy suddenly erupted from his body. His hair and clothes moved without wind. The meridians that had been silent for 10 years were forcibly opened by the supreme marrow-cleansing pill. Black iron first stage. Black iron second stage. Black iron third stage. His aura continued rising with no sign of stopping. Black iron fifth stage. Black iron seventh stage. Black iron ninth stage. Crack. The realm barrier that had blocked countless martial artists shattered under the pill's medicinal power. Bronze first stage. Finally, he surged all the way to bronze second stage before stopping. My mother and Shiyao were already stunned. My father lowered his head and looked at his hands, his eyes gradually turning red. 10 years. A full 10 years. I can cultivate again. He had once been bronze ninth stage. 10 years ago, he was severely injured by a monstrous beast, and his cultivation was destroyed. From that day on, he could no longer sense spiritual energy. But now, the power that had disappeared for 10 years had finally returned to his body. My father abruptly raised his head and looked at me. Xiaoxian, what was in that bowl of soup? Something a little good for the body. I smiled. The effect is decent, right? Decent. My father's voice trembled. It can repair meridians, reshape a foundation, and let me step back into the bronze realm. You call that decent? The system had already displayed his new information. Name, Yizhenghua. Realm, bronze second stage. Cultivation talent, S grade. Ability talent, A grade mental attribute. My eyes lit up. The supreme marrow cleansing pill had not only healed my father's injuries, but also raised his cultivation talent to S grade. Ding. Detected that the host's father possesses an A grade mental attribute ability. Use ability talent advancement card. I did not hesitate. Use it. The final two advancement cards had originally been reserved for my family. Ding. Advancement successful. Yijingwa's A-grade mental attribute ability has been upgraded to S-grade. My father's body trembled. An invisible mental wave spread from him. The bowls and chopsticks on the table all trembled, then slowly floated into the air. My father looked at everything before him, his pupils shrinking sharply. My mental ability also strengthened. What exactly is this thing? Dad, don't get too excited yet. I took a step back and covered my nose. You should take a bath first. A bath. My mother also smelled something, and the excitement on her face instantly turned into disgust. A layer of black filth was being expelled from my father's skin. That familiar stench quickly spread. Shiryao immediately covered her nose. Dad, you stink way too much. Exactly like brother last night. My father looked down, and his expression changed at once. These are impurities from my body, breaking down and rebuilding. After saying that, he rushed straight toward the bathroom. My mother shouted from behind him, "Don't throw your clothes around." The bathroom door had just closed when my mother's and Shiryao's expressions also changed. The two of them lowered their heads at the same time and sniffed themselves. Shiryao's little face instantly collapsed. Mom, did Dad stink me up? Don't talk nonsense. My mother had just scolded her when she also subconsciously sniffed her arm. Then, she fell silent. Shiryao's eyes lit up. Mom, you stink too. You child, how can you say that? But it's true. While the two of them were still arguing over who would use the bathroom next, I quietly checked their information. Name, Zhao Fong. Cultivation talent, A grade. Ability talent, C grade sword attribute, not yet awakened. I froze for a moment. My mother had clearly only been an ordinary person before. Yet after one supreme marrow cleansing pill, she actually gained A-grade cultivation talent and even developed a sword attribute ability. In other words, my mother could also cultivate now. Then I looked at Shiryao. Her cultivation talent had also changed. It had risen from S-grade to SS grade. As expected of a system-produced supreme marrow cleansing pill. These 3 pills had directly changed the fate of our entire family. Half an hour later, my father finished bathing and walked out in clean clothes. Everyone froze. Most of his white hair was gone. The wrinkles on his face had faded. His back was straight again. His entire person seemed more than 10 years younger, almost exactly like the father from my childhood memories. My mother looked at him, clearly dazed for a moment. Old Yi, my father raised his arm. How do I look? Stop showing off. My mother sounded disdainful, but her eyes had reddened. My father saw it, but did not expose her. Mom, it's my turn. Shiryao hugged her clothes and rushed into the bathroom. No one is allowed to fight me for it. Bang. She shut the bathroom door. My mother helplessly shook her head. That girl. A few minutes later, a scream suddenly came from the bathroom. Ah. My expression changed. Shiryao. My father reacted the fastest and instantly rushed to the bathroom door. What happened? Dad. Big brother. Shiryao shouted with a sobbing voice. The bathroom is frozen. The door won't open. Crack, crack, crack. Ice spread outward through the crack under the door. In the blink of an eye, the bathroom door and nearby walls were covered in a thick layer of white frost. The temperature in the living room dropped sharply. My mother shivered. What is this? I immediately checked Shiryao's information. Name, Yi Shiryao. Cultivation talent, SS grade. Ability talent, A-grade extreme frost ice soul, awakened. Ability awakening. And an A-grade ice attribute at that. Dad, don't break the door by force. I raised my hand. 3 lights divine water transformed into a warm current and wrapped around the ice on the bathroom door. The ice quickly melted. I pulled the door open slightly, handed a bathrobe inside, and immediately turned around. Put your clothes on first. Oh. A moment later, Shiryao came out carefully wrapped in a bathrobe. A layer of ice crystals still hung from her eyelashes. With every step she took, white frost formed beneath her feet. Brother. She raised both hands, her face full of fear. Am I sick? No. My father walked up to her excitedly. This is ability awakening. And with this level of cold energy, it's at least A grade. Shiryao froze. Ability. I can cultivate too? You can. My father nodded heavily. As long as you awaken an ability, it proves you have the qualifications to cultivate. but the specific talent grade still needs to be tested at the testing center. The fear in Shuriao's eyes instantly disappeared. She clenched her little fists. Then does that mean I can protect all of you in the future too? Warmth spread through my heart. This silly girl had just learned that she could cultivate, and her first reaction was actually to protect her family. Ding. Detected that Yi Shuriao possesses A-grade extreme Frost Ice Soul. Use ability talent advancement card. Use it. Ding. Advancement successful. Yi Shuriao's A-grade extreme Frost Ice Soul has been upgraded to S-grade. The cold energy around Shuriao intensified again. The frost beneath her feet instantly spread in all directions. I immediately raised my hand and suppressed the out-of-control power within her body. Don't panic. Follow my guidance and draw the cold energy back. Brother, I don't know how. Close your eyes. I held her wrist. Imagine the cold energy as water. Let it flow along your arm, bit by bit, back into your body. Shuriao obediently closed her eyes. After a few breaths, the cold energy in the living room finally began to fade. She opened her eyes and looked at her hands in surprise. I did it. Brother, I really can control ice. Only the most basic control. I knocked her forehead lightly. Don't use it randomly at home in the future. Got it. She agreed verbally, but the excitement in her eyes couldn't be hidden at all. My father immediately made a decision. After breakfast, we'll go to the talent testing center. We'll give Shuriao an official test. I'll go too. I looked at my father. Although he had recovered to bronze second stage, he had not yet fully adapted to his strength. The talent testing center was crowded and full of mixed people. If I went along, it would be safer. Good. My father did not refuse. 1 hour later, we arrived at Jiangxing Talent Testing Center. It was a massive building established by the official Huaxia authorities. Extreme Martial Hall was responsible for cultivating geniuses. Extreme Arena was responsible for tempering practical combat. The Talent Testing Center was responsible for screening, registering, and protecting newly awakened martial artists. We had just reached the entrance when a mocking voice suddenly came from the side. Well, isn't this Captain Yi? My father's steps abruptly stopped. I followed the voice and looked over. A middle-aged man wearing a black robe was leading more than a dozen students toward us. That man looked respectable on the outside, but his eyes were so sinister they made people uncomfortable. Lu Qingchen, the strongest instructor of Jiangxing No. 2 High School, bronze 9th stage peak. More importantly, 10 years ago, he was the one who deliberately lured that ferocious beast toward my father's squad. The reason my father had been crippled was inseparable from him. Lu Qingchen looked my father up and down, the smile on his face utterly fake. Bronze second stage? I didn't expect Captain Yi to recover. Truly worth congratulating. My father stared at him. Move. After so many years, you still have such a temper. Lu Qingchen looked at me and Shuriao. You brought your children to test their talents? I heard your son used to be black iron third stage trash. Lately, he seems to have gotten a bit lucky. Shuriao frowned and whispered to me. Brother, this person is so annoying. Not annoying. I looked at Lu Qingchen. He needs a beating. The smile on Lu Qingchen's face instantly disappeared. A 16-year-old boy behind him immediately stepped forward. Impudent. You dare disrespect Teacher Lu? The boy stomped down, and his black iron fifth stage aura erupted. He swung his fist toward my face. I stood still. When his fist approached, I raised my hand and swung. Slap. A crisp sound rang out. The boy was swatted away like a fly, rolling several times after landing. The entire area instantly fell silent. The boy covered his split mouth, his eyes full of shock and anger. You dare hit me? I crooked my finger at him. Get up. Say that again. The boy's face flushed red, but he didn't actually dare to get up. Trash. I withdrew my gaze. If you don't have the ability, don't stand up for others. The students from Jiangxing No. 2 High School all changed expressions. A tall young man walked out from behind Lu Qingchen. His name was Qian Zihu. Third place in Jiangxing No. 2 High School's martial arts tournament. Black iron 9th stage. He stared at me, his eyes icy. You're Yi Xian from Jiangxing No. 3 High School. You got first place at No. 3 High, and now you really think you're a genius? I couldn't be bothered to answer. But Qian Zihu raised his right hand. His sword attribute ability instantly condensed. A sharp sword beam slashed straight toward my right arm. He wasn't trying to spar. He was trying to cripple me. You injured someone from number 2 high, so at the very least, leave behind one hand. You're just like that trash father of yours. Born with. He had no chance to finish the rest. My eyes turned completely cold. Insult me? Fine. Insult my parents? You're courting death. Perfect tremor fist. 10 layers explode. I stepped forward and punched straight toward the sword beam. Boom. The sharp sword aura was shattered on the spot by the force of my fist. 10 layers of hidden force pierced through and slammed brutally into Qian Ziyu's chest. Crack. The sound of bones breaking rang out. Qian Ziyu was sent flying off the ground and smashed heavily into the floor. Blood sprayed from his mouth. One move. A black iron 9th rank had lost all ability to fight. I walked up to him and looked down at him. Insult my family again, and I'll kill you. Qian Ziyu clutched his chest, his eyes filled with nothing but fear. The students from Jiangxing number 2 high school all retreated as well. Black iron 7th rank. How could he defeat Qian Ziyu with one punch? What kind of power is that? I was still only releasing the aura of a black iron 7th rank. No one could see my true cultivation at the black iron 9th rank. Lu Qingqian's expression turned completely gloomy. He looked at Qian Ziyu on the ground, then fixed his eyes on me. To possess such combat strength at 18, you truly cannot be allowed to remain. I heard him. He had never intended to merely teach me a lesson. He wanted to cripple me outright, perhaps even kill me. What a ruthless brat. Lu Qingqian took a step forward. Today, I'll discipline you on behalf of your father. His metal element ability instantly covered his right arm. The pressure of a peak bronze 9th rank erupted with a thunderous force. Everyone around us hurriedly backed away. The next second, Lu Qingqian vanished from where he stood. His fist blasted straight toward my chest. There was no mercy in this punch. If an ordinary black iron martial artist were hit by it, they would certainly die. My father's expression changed drastically. Lu Qingqian, how dare you? He wanted to stop him, but there was no time. The gap between bronze 2nd rank and peak bronze 9th rank was simply too great. But I did not retreat. Discipline me? Who do you think you are? I circulated the 9 revolutions mystic art at full power. Red lotus karmic fire. 3 light divine water. Purple firmament divine thunder. The 3 SSS rank powers were compressed inside my fist without revealing even the slightest phenomenon. Perfect tremor fist, tenfold stacking. Facing Lu Qingqian head-on, I punched out. Bang! Our fists collided directly. A terrifying shockwave exploded outward in every direction. All the surrounding glass trembled. Several cracks were torn open across the floor. Lu Qingqian remained standing in place. I slid backward 3 meters, then stomped down and crushed the floor beneath my foot, forcibly stopping myself. My right arm felt slightly numb, but I was not injured. The entire place fell deathly silent. All the students from Jiangxing number 2 high school stared with wide eyes. He blocked it. A black iron 7th rank blocked Teacher Lu's punch. Teacher Lu is a peak bronze 9th rank. Lu Qingqian was equally shocked. He lowered his head and glanced at his own fist. A tiny crack had actually appeared on the surface of his skin. The shock in his eyes quickly transformed into killing intent. The stronger I was, the more he wanted to kill me. Good. Let's see how many more times you can block me. Lu Qingqian vanished again. His metal element ability erupted to its limit. An even more terrifying fist imprint tore through the air. Sky-rending strike. This move was at least twice as powerful as the last. I narrowed my eyes. It seemed that if I did not reveal my black iron 9th rank cultivation, it would indeed be difficult to block. In that case, I would stop hiding. But just as I was about to strike with full force, an angry shout suddenly resounded through the entire venue. Lu Qingqian, showing off your might in front of the students of Jiangxing number 3 high school. Do you think there's no one in number 3 high? A figure rushed over from afar. His fist collided head-on with Lu Qingqian's sky-rending strike. Boom. A wave of air exploded. Both figures retreated at the same time. The newcomer stood in front of me. The instructor of grade 12 martial arts class 1, Luo Tianqing. Bronze 9th rank. S-rank strength amplification talent. With his powerful ability, even when facing Lu Qingqian, a peak bronze 9th rank, he could still contend with him head-on. Teacher Luo. I was somewhat surprised. He glanced back at me. Are you injured? No. Then stand behind me. Luo Tianqing flexed his fist, and stared at Lu Qingchen. Next, I'll fight him. Lu Qingchen sneered. You think you can stop me? Why don't we try? Both of their auras erupted at the same time. Just as a great battle was about to begin, an even stronger pressure suddenly descended from above. Boom. The entire hall seemed to be pressed down by an invisible mountain. Everyone's breathing stalled. Lu Qingchen and Luo Tianqing simultaneously withdrew their auras. A man in his 30s walked out from the depths of the hall. With every step he took, the surrounding spiritual energy automatically retreated. Silver 9th rank. The supervisor of the Talent Testing Center, Feng Tianqi. He looked at the cracks all over the floor, his voice ice cold. Who gave you permission to fight here? Luo Tianqing and Lu Qingchen lowered their heads at the same time. Supervisor Feng. We wouldn't dare. Wouldn't dare? Feng Tianqi snorted coldly. Did the floor crack on its own? Lu Qingchen did not dare refute him. The Talent Testing Center belonged to the official authority of Huaxia. Forget the fact that he was merely a peak bronze 9th rank. Even if he stepped into the silver realm, he still would not dare act recklessly here. Feng Tianqi swept his gaze over Qian Ziu, then turned his eyes to me. A black iron 7th rank who received a punch head-on from a peak bronze 9th rank. Not bad. I cupped my hands. Senior, you flatter me. Modesty is a good thing, but excessive modesty becomes meaningless. Feng Tianqi looked at me meaningfully. In that instant, I had the feeling that he had seen through me. Silver 9th rank. As expected, he was very strong. He waved his hand. This is a testing center, not an arena. Disperse. The pressure of a silver 9th rank spread once again. The onlookers did not dare linger and quickly retreated. Lu Qingchen stared at me, his gaze cold and gloomy. Kid, consider yourself lucky today. I took a direct step forward. If you've got the guts, don't leave. Let's fight again. Lu Qingchen's expression turned ugly. With Feng Tianqi present, how would he dare continue fighting? In the end, he could only have someone carry Qian Zihu away as he left with the students of Jiangxing No. 2 High School in a miserable state. When he reached the entrance, I spoke coldly. Lu Qingchen. He stopped. I stared at his back and said each word clearly. My father hasn't forgotten what happened 10 years ago, and neither will I. Lu Qingchen's body stiffened slightly, but he did not turn back and quickly left. My father stood in place, his fists clenched tightly. The hatred that had been suppressed in his heart for 10 years was torn open again at this moment. Dad, I placed a hand on his shoulder. Now isn't the time yet. When I become a little stronger, we'll settle this debt with him ourselves. My father looked at me in silence for a long time before finally nodding heavily. Good. Dad will wait for you. Feng Tianqi turned to look at Shiryao. You just awakened an ice ability? Shiryao nodded. Yes. Here to test your talent? Feng Tianqi looked at a staff member beside him. Take them inside. Use the highest grade testing room. The bronze 6th rank staff member immediately bent at the waist. Yes. He came before us. Please follow me, the three of you. Just as we entered the testing center, Luo Tianqing prepared to leave. But Feng Tianqi called out to him. Teacher Luo, wait. Luo Tianqing stopped. Is there anything else, Supervisor Feng? Feng Tianqi took out a high-grade spirit stone and a pill, then tossed them over. After Luo Tianqing caught them, his expression changed drastically. A high-grade spirit stone and a marrow-cleansing pill. Although it was only a low-grade marrow-cleansing pill, to an ordinary bronze martial artist, it was still a priceless treasure that could not be bought even if one had the money. What does this mean? Someone is very satisfied that you protected Yi Xian just now. Feng Tianqi spoke calmly. These are your rewards. Luo Tianqing's heart trembled. Who? That is not something you should ask. Feng Tianqi looked toward the depths of the testing hall. You only need to know that Yi Xian has already attracted the attention of a great figure. From now on, take better care of him at Jiangxing No. 3 High School. Luo Tianqing tightened his grip on the marrow-cleansing pill. Even Feng Tianqi, a silver 9th rank, had to call that person a great figure. Just what realm was that person in? Gold, platinum, or even higher? Luo Tianqing took a deep breath. I understand. I knew nothing of this. At that moment, I had already followed the staff member into the talent testing room. The staff coming and going in the hall were at least in the bronze realm. Occasionally, one could even see silver experts passing by. Shiryao followed beside me, obviously somewhat nervous. I nudged her arm. What are you afraid of? I'm afraid my talent will be too poor. It won't be. How do you know? Because you're my little sister. I answered as if it were perfectly natural. Shiryao glared at me. What kind of reason is that? It's enough. The staff member opened the testing room. In the center of the room were two transparent testing orbs. The one on the left tested cultivation talent. The one on the right tested ability talent. Miss Yi, the staff member pointed to the one on the left. Please place your hand on the cultivation talent testing orb first. Shiryao took a deep breath. Okay. She raised her hand and gently pressed it against the testing orb. At first, there was no change. The next second, buzz, blinding white light erupted suddenly. The entire testing room was instantly illuminated in pure white. The testing orb trembled continuously. One ring of white light after another spread outward. The bronze 6th rank martial artist in charge of the test froze in place. He looked up at the result, his eyes nearly popping out. SS rank. Cultivation talent, SS rank. My father's body trembled. SS rank. Even though his own cultivation talent had now been raised to S rank, compared to SS rank, he was still an entire major level behind. The way the staff member looked at Shiryao completely changed. As long as she doesn't die prematurely, an SS rank cultivation talent can at least grow into a starlight powerhouse. If she has enough opportunities. He swallowed. She may even have hope of stepping into the king realm. The bearing of a king. How many kings were there in all of Huaxia? My father's breathing instantly grew rapid. My daughter has the possibility of becoming a king. Shiryao herself was also stunned. She looked at the glow on the testing orb and did not react for a long while. Am I really that amazing? Of course. I raised my hand and rubbed her head. I told you long ago. You wouldn't be bad. Shiryao's gaze quickly became firm. Then I'll cultivate hard. In the future, I'll protect mom and dad. She glanced at me again. And you too. I smiled. You want to protect me? Catch up to me first. I definitely can. That's the spirit. Immediately afterward, she walked to the second testing orb. The moment her slender palm touched it. Crack. A layer of ice instantly covered the testing orb. Immediately afterward, terrifying cold air spread outward in all directions. The walls, the floor, the ceiling. Within a few seconds, the entire testing room was completely frozen. The temperature plummeted sharply. The staff member retreated 2 steps, and a layer of white frost condensed on his eyebrows. At the center of the testing orb, a clear result appeared. S rank. Extreme Frost Ice Soul. The staff member was completely dumbfounded. SS rank Cultivation Talent. S rank Ice Ability. What kind of monster is this? My father was equally shocked. An SS rank Cultivation Talent alone was already astonishing enough. Adding an S rank Extreme Frost Ice Soul on top of that, this configuration absolutely qualified her as a peerless genius. At that moment, inside the observation room behind the testing chamber wall, Lei Xingtian suddenly rose from his seat. He had originally only come here to handle some affairs. He never expected to run into such a genius. SS rank Cultivation Talent. S rank Extreme Frost Ice Soul. Feng Tianqi, standing beside him, was equally shocked. Deputy Hall Master Lei, this girl. Seal the news. Lei Xingtian did not hesitate in the slightest. From this moment on, the testing center allows entry but no exit. Everyone who saw the test results must sign a confidentiality agreement. Change the external registration information to S-rank Cultivation Talent and A-rank Ice Ability. Feng Tianqi immediately understood his meaning. The tallest tree in the forest is the first to be destroyed by the wind. Shiryao's talent was too powerful. If the full information spread, other forces would definitely set their sights on her. Recruitment was still a minor matter. If hostile forces learned of it, they might even assassinate her in advance. Yes. Feng Tianqi immediately turned around. I'll handle it personally. Lei Xingtian continued staring at the testing room. Wait. Any further instructions? As for Yi Shiyao's true talent, it may only be reported to the Jiangqing Hall Master of Extreme Martial Hall. Without the Hall Master's approval, it must not be passed upward any further. Understood. After Feng Tianqi left, Lei Xingtian took out his phone and directly dialed a number. Soon, the call connected. Xingtian. Teacher, it's me. What is it? Haven't you always regretted not finding a suitable female disciple? The other end of the call fell silent for a moment. You found someone? A student from Jiangxing number 3 high school. Lei Xingtian looked at Shi Yao, the corners of his mouth slowly rising. 16 years old. SS rank cultivation talent. S rank extreme frost ice soul. Is this level of talent enough to become your disciple? A loud crash instantly came from the other end of the phone. It sounded as if someone had knocked over a table. Immediately after, the urgent voice of Jiangxing number 3 high school's principal, Li Chenggang, rang out. Where is she? At the talent testing center. Protect her. I'm coming immediately. The call was directly cut off. Lei Xingtian laughed. Teacher is still as impatient as ever. His gaze moved away from Shi Yao and landed on me again. From the moment Shi Yao began testing, I had remained calm. No shock. No loss of composure. It was as though I had already known she would possess such talent. Lei Xingtian's eyes slowly narrowed. The younger sister has SS rank cultivation talent, but the older brother is only C rank on record. At the Black Iron realm, he can cross a major realm and defeat a bronze 6th rank. And he possesses 2 top-tier abilities. Who is he trying to fool? He rubbed his chin, smiling like an old fox that had discovered prey. Yi Xian, just how much are you still hiding? Inside the testing room, I suddenly sneezed. Shi Yao turned to look at me. Brother, are you cold? No. I rubbed my nose and glanced around warily. For some reason, I felt like someone was scheming against me, but I did not take it to heart. I looked at the ice-covered testing room, then at the SS rank test result, and smiled as I patted Shi Yao on the shoulder. Not bad. Work hard from now on. Don't waste your talent. I know. She lifted her chin and looked at me proudly. Brother, now I'm a genius too. No. Huh. You're a peerless genius. I reached out and messed up her freshly arranged hair. The kind with the bearing of a king. Yi Xian. She was so angry that she chased after me to hit me. My father stood to the side, watching the two of us. As he smiled, his eyes turned red again. 10 years ago, his cultivation had been crippled. Our entire family had fallen to rock bottom with him. But today, his injuries had recovered. His son had swept through the extreme arena. His daughter possessed the bearing of a king. Everything he had once lost was returning in an even more powerful way. And this was only the beginning. The next day, Shi Yao and I had just walked out of the residential compound. Brother, will the principal really take me as his disciple? She had been asking about yesterday's test the entire way. Your talent is right there. It would be strange if he didn't. But he's a Diamond 9th rank powerhouse. So what if he's Diamond 9th rank? I rubbed her head. My little sister has the bearing of a king. Becoming his disciple is giving him face. You're bragging again. Though Shi Yao refuted me verbally, her eyes curved into a smile. Just then, the surrounding space suddenly distorted. My expression changed. Shi Yao, come here. I pulled her behind me in one swift motion. The next second, the world spun. The street, the crowd, the vehicles, all disappeared from before my eyes. When I regained my footing, the surroundings had turned into a forest. Dozens of meters away, an old man stood with his hands behind his back. The principal of Jiangxing number 3 high school, Li Chenggang, Diamond 9th rank, S rank sword talent. Looking across all of Jiangxing, he was also one of the top existences. Principal, I did not relax my guard just because of his identity. The 9 Revolutions mystic art circulated rapidly. The power of Black Iron 9th rank gathered, ready to erupt. Red Lotus karmic fire and Purple Firmament divine thunder were also suppressed within my body. If Li Chenggang made even the slightest unusual move, I would strike immediately. Whether I could beat him was another matter. But anyone who wanted to harm Shi Yao would have to step over my body first. When Li Chenggang saw my reaction, not only was he not angry, he even revealed a hint of admiration. Good lad. You still dare prepare to attack even when facing me. I stood in front of Shi Yao. Principal, if you suddenly brought us here, you should at least give us an explanation, right? What if I don't? Then we fight first. My answer was decisive. Shi Yao quickly grabbed the corner of my shirt. Brother, he's the principal. I know. And he's Diamond 9th rank. That still doesn't mean he can grab people casually. Li Chenggang froze for a moment, then threw his head back and laughed. Interesting. You clearly know you are no match for me, yet you still stand in front of your sister first. It seems she holds a very important place in your heart. She is my little sister. I replied with only 5 words. That was enough. Li Chenggang restrained his smile. Relax. If I held any ill intent toward you, you wouldn't even have the chance to stand here and speak to me. I did not deny that. With the power of a diamond ninth rank, killing me would probably only take a single thought. But necessary vigilance still could not be neglected. Li Chuangong's gaze passed over me and landed on Shuyao. You're Yi Shuyao, correct? Shuyao poked half her head out from behind me. Yes. 16 years old, SS rank cultivation talent. S rank extreme frost ice soul. I'm not mistaken, am I? Shuyao subconsciously looked at me. Yesterday, the testing center had clearly said that this matter had to be kept strictly confidential. But Li Chungang was not only the principal of number 3 high school, he was also Lei Xingtian's teacher. It was not strange that he would know. Principal, what exactly do you want with Shuyao? I asked directly. Li Chungang stroked his beard. It's simple. This old man wishes to take her as a disciple. The forest instantly fell silent. I froze for a moment. Shuyao also widened her eyes. Take me. That's right. Li Chungang nodded. In my life, I have accepted several disciples. Unfortunately, they are all bratty boys. Every one of them only knows how to cause trouble. Not one ever gives me peace of mind. I have always wanted to take in a female disciple. Unfortunately, those with poor talent are beneath my notice, while those with good enough talent never had the right fate with me. He looked at Shuyao, his eyes filled with satisfaction. Until I learned of your test results. SS rank cultivation talent. S rank extreme frost ice soul. With your aptitude, strictly speaking, becoming my disciple is me taking advantage of you. Shuyao was clearly flustered. She grabbed my hand and asked quietly, Brother, what should I do? Accept. After only thinking for a few seconds, I gave my answer directly. You must accept. Although Shuriao's talent was powerful, talent did not equal strength. She had only just awakened her ability and knew almost nothing about the martial world. Li Chungang was a diamond 9th rank powerhouse. With his personal guidance, Shuyao would not only avoid many detours, but her safety would also be guaranteed. More importantly, in Jiangxing, Li Chungang was a true backer. You trust me that much? Li Chungang looked at me with a half-smile. It's not trust. I answered very directly. It's because this opportunity is good enough. Shuyao needs a famous teacher's guidance, and she also needs the protection of a powerful expert. In all of Jiangxing, there probably isn't anyone more suitable than you. The corner of Li Chuangong's mouth twitched. You really are straightforward. I thought you would say some flattering words. If you want to hear them, I can. Forget it. He raised a hand and cut me off. You're right. Once she becomes my disciple, anyone in Jiangxing who dares touch her will first have to ask the sword in my hand. That sentence was enough. I turned to look at Shuyao. You heard him? Such a solid backer. It'd be a waste not to take it. Brother, becoming someone's disciple isn't the same as finding a backer. Close enough. It's very different, okay? She glared at me, then looked at Li Chungang again. Principal, my brother told me to accept. Then are you willing? Li Chuangong's expression became serious. When I accept disciples, I never force them. This is your own path. Yi Xian can give you advice, but he cannot make the decision for you. Shuyao fell silent for a moment. She looked at Li Chungang, then at me. Her gaze soon became resolute. I'm willing. She took 2 steps forward and, imitating what she had seen on television, bowed respectfully. Master, please accept Shuyao's bow. Good. The smile on Li Chuangong's face could no longer be suppressed. Before Shuyao could fully bend down, a gentle force lifted her up. There's no need for excessive ceremony. From today onward, you are my, Li Chuangong's, final disciple. If anyone dares bully you in the future, tell your master. Your master will go reason with them. I glanced at the long sword at his waist. The reasoning he spoke of probably would not rely solely on words. Thank you, master. Shuyao called out sweetly. Li Chuangong's entire face lit up with a smile. Say it again. Master. Good. As expected, female disciples are better. Li Chungang sighed emotionally, growing more satisfied the more he looked at Shuyao. Then he glanced at me. You're not bad either, kid. At the Black Iron Realm, you can defeat a bronze 6th rank. You have dual element abilities, and your battle awareness far exceeds your peers. With this level of talent, you are qualified to be my disciple as well. I raised an eyebrow. So, unfortunately, I already have too many male disciples. Li Chungang decisively waved his hand. Each one is more troublesome than the last. This old man isn't accepting anymore. What a pity. Though I said that aloud, I felt no real emotion in my heart. The system was my strongest teacher. What Li Chungang could teach me might not necessarily suit me. It was enough that he could teach Shiyao well. Kid, don't be unconvinced. Li Chungang looked at Shiyao. With my personal guidance, combined with her talent, it won't be long before she surpasses you. I smiled. That would be a good thing. Shiyao clenched her fists. Brother, I'll definitely catch up to you. Set yourself a small goal first. I patted her head. For example, within 1 month, don't freeze the bathroom at home again. Shiyao's face flushed red. That time was an accident. If you freeze it again next time, the repair fee comes out of your allowance. Master, look at him. She had only just become his disciple, yet she already started using her backer to complain. Li Chungang laughed even more heartily. Good, good, good. If he bullies you in the future, your master will stand up for you. The corner of my mouth twitched. She had only just found a backer, and she was already using him against me? Sure enough, girls always side with outsiders. After the laughter, Li Chunggang's expression became solemn. Shiyao, there is one thing you must remember. For now, do not publicly reveal the master-disciple relationship between us. Shiyao was stunned. Why? Your master has cultivated all the way to Diamond 9th rank, and there is no shortage of blood on my hands. I have also offended many people. Li Chunggang's tone was calm. Those people don't dare come directly for me, but they may target my disciples. Before you possess the ability to protect yourself, hiding your identity is safer for you. I nodded. That makes sense. Li Chungang glanced at me. You also have quite a few secrets, kid. I doubt I need to teach you how to hide your strength. My expression did not change. Principal, you must be joking. What secrets could I possibly have? Heh. Li Chungang chuckled twice, clearly not believing a single word. However, he did not continue questioning me. Shiyao, take these. He raised his hand and tossed out a storage pouch. Shiyao hurriedly caught it. Master, what is this? A small greeting gift. Li Chungang said it extremely casually. Inside are 10 high-grade spirit stones, 100 mid-grade spirit stones, and 1,000 low-grade spirit stones. My eyelid twitched. This was called small. As expected of a Diamond 9th rank. He was generous the moment he made a move. Li Chungang then took out an ancient booklet radiating cold air. Earth-grade cultivation technique, ice art. It is very compatible with your extreme frost ice soul. Before you step into a higher realm, it will be more than enough. An earth-grade cultivation technique. The champion reward for Jiangxing No. 3 High School's martial arts tournament was only a mystic grade martial skill. Yet ice art was a full major grade above mystic grade. If placed outside, it would probably be enough to make many silver and gold experts fight until their heads bled. And this. Li Chungang flipped his palm. A long sword wreathed in cold air appeared out of thin air. The moment the sword was unsheathed, the surrounding grass and trees rapidly became covered in white frost. Even standing several meters away, I could feel that bone-piercing chill. This sword is called Frost. An upper earth-grade weapon. 15 years ago, I killed a Diamond 7th rank ice element enemy and obtained this sword from him. Li Chungang flicked his finger. The frost sword slowly flew before Shiyao. From today onward, it belongs to you. Shiyao was already stunned. Spirit stones. An earth-grade cultivation technique. An upper earth-grade weapon. To her, who had only just awakened, these gifts were truly too valuable. Master, I can't accept this sword. It's too precious. If I give it to you, then take it. Li Chungang deliberately put on a stern face. When has your master ever taken back something he gave away? Shiyao was still hesitant. I directly reached out, took the frost sword, and placed it into her hands. Take it. We're all family now. Why be so polite? Shiyao panicked. Brother, this is an upper earth-grade weapon. I know. If you know, why are you accepting it from me? It'd be a waste not to take it. Li Chungang was stunned at first, then burst into laughter. Though your words are a little crude, you're not wrong. Shiyao, accept it. If this sword stays with me, it will only gather dust. You possess the extreme frost ice soul. You are more suited to it than its former owner. With things said to this point, Shiyao finally stopped refusing. She held the frost sword in both hands and said earnestly, Thank you, master. Cultivate well. That will be the best thanks you can give your master. Li Chungang was clearly in an excellent mood. From now on, I will guide you alone 3 times each week. I will tell you the time and place in advance. If you encounter any problems in cultivation, contact me at any time. He handed a jade token to Shiryao. There is a strand of my sword energy within this jade token. If you encounter danger, crush it. Below the diamond realm, no one will be able to harm you. Looking at that jade token, I finally felt completely reassured. With this thing, Shiryao at least had one extra life-saving trump card. All right. Li Chungang waved his hand. I've given what should be given. You two should go to school now. As soon as his words fell, he took one step forward. His figure instantly disappeared. The surrounding space distorted once again. By the time Shiryao and I came back to our senses, we were already standing once more on the road to school. Shiryao held the frost sword, still looking dazed. Brother, what is it? Did I really become the principal's disciple? You did. And master is really a diamond 9th rank. That's right. He even gave me an earth grade cultivation technique and an upper earth grade weapon. I pinched her cheek. Does it hurt? It hurts. Then it's not a dream. Shiryao covered her face and glared at me angrily. Couldn't you use another method to prove it? This one was fastest. Annoying. I smiled. Let's go, Principal Li's final disciple. If we keep dawdling, we really will be late. When we arrived at Jiangxing No. 3 High School, the entire school was already in an uproar. The Cultivation Talent Leaderboard and Ability Talent Leaderboard were packed with students. Look at first place. Yi Shiryao, S-rank Cultivation Talent. Wasn't she previously a student in an ordinary class? Ordinary, my foot. She just hadn't awakened yet. And she's 5th on the Ability Leaderboard too, a rank Ice Element. She's already the school beauty, and now she's a top-tier genius too. Are the rest of us even supposed to live? To protect Shiryao, the testing center had not publicized her true talent. Her SS rank cultivation talent had been changed to S rank. Her S rank Extreme Frost Ice Soul had also been registered as A rank. But even so, it was still enough to shake all of Jiangxing No. 3 High School. As soon as Shiryao and I entered the school, countless gazes turned toward us. Junior Shiryao. It's really her. What exactly is going on with the Yi siblings? The older brother suddenly took first place in the martial arts tournament, and the younger sister awakened an S-rank talent. Is this family about to soar? Shiryao felt somewhat uncomfortable under everyone's stares and subconsciously moved closer to me. Brother, why do they keep looking at me? Because you're famous now. I don't like it. You'll get used to it. Then stay with me. I rubbed her head. All right. Not far away, Lu Xiaokuei stood in front of the 2 ranking boards, completely dumbfounded. He looked at the rankings, then at Shiryao. How is this possible? Wasn't she just an ordinary person? S-rank cultivation talent. A-rank ice ability. And I actually wanted to pursue her before. Lu Xiaokuei's expression grew more and more complicated. Yesterday, he had just witnessed me achieve 10 consecutive victories in the extreme arena, my combat strength closing in on his father's. Today, Shiryao had transformed from an ordinary student into a peerless genius. He suddenly felt that when he had come to challenge me in the past, it hadn't been courage. It had been nothing but a death wish. Just as the entire school was in heated discussion, an anxious shout suddenly came from the school gate. Bad news. People from Jiangxing No. 2 High are here to challenge us. The team is led by Lu Qingchun. They're saying they'll trample Jiangxing No. 3 High's martial arts class flat. The crowd instantly stirred. The smile on my face also disappeared. Lu Qingchun. Yesterday, he failed to cripple me at the talent testing center. Today, he actually brought people straight to the school. That old bastard really didn't know when to give up. On the school plaza, Lu Qingchun strode over with more than a dozen students from Jiangxing No. 2 High. A hypocritical smile hung on his face, but his eyes were full of cold malice. Are all the students of Jiangxing No. 3 High here? Perfect. I heard quite a few geniuses have emerged in your year. So I brought my students over for a little exchange. He called it an exchange. But the moment they entered the grounds, a first-year student from Jiangxing No. 2 High immediately made a move. They say No. 3 High produced geniuses. From what I see, you're all a bunch of trash. Lu Xiaokuei was the first to step forward. This is Jiangxing No. 3 High. You don't get to run wild here. The boy opposite him sneered. Black Iron 4th stage, and you dare stand out. He dashed forward and punched at Lu Xiaokuei. Lu Xiaokuei raised his hand to block. Bang! The moment their arms made contact, he was sent flying several meters by the punch. After landing, he spat out a mouthful of blood. The boy from Jiangxing number 2 high spat on the ground. 16 years old and only black iron 4th stage. You think you deserve to be called a genius? The students of number 3 high exploded instantly. How dare you? You dare injure someone at our school? A figure rushed out from the crowd. Chen Xiang, the original number 1 genius of senior year martial arts class 2, black iron 7th stage. But before he could even reach the attacker, another student from Jiangxing number 2 high had already blocked his path. Bang! Their fists collided. Chen Xiang and the other student both took a step back. Chen Xiang's expression changed slightly. The one who attacked was only Jiangxing number 2 high's top second-year student. But his realm had already reached the peak of black iron 7th stage. The other student shook his wrist, his face full of contempt. Top 3 in Jiangxing number 3 high's martial arts tournament. That's it. Chen Xiang's face turned ashen. Again, you're no match for him. A hand pressed down on Chen Xiang's shoulder. Luo Zihong walked out. Second place in Jiangxing number 3 high's martial arts tournament. Black iron 8th stage, dual attribute genius. When Jiangxing number 2 high's top second-year student saw him, his expression finally became a little more serious. But before the two could fight, another voice rang out. Finally, someone decent came out. A young man stepped out from number 2 high's group. Kuei Bin, 4th place in Jiangxing number 2 high's martial arts tournament. Black iron 8th stage. Luo Zihong narrowed his eyes. He sensed a strong threat from Kuei Bin. The two quickly clashed. Water currents, lightning, and violent winds erupted at the same time. In just a few breaths, they exchanged more than 10 moves. When Shiyao and I reached the school gate, we happened to hear the surrounding students shouting, "Senior Yi Xian! Senior Yi Xian is here!" I raised my head and looked toward the plaza. Lu Xiaokuei lay on the ground. Blood stained the corner of Chen Xiang's mouth. Luo Zihong was locked in fierce combat with Kuei Bin. Meanwhile, Lu Qingchen stood behind the crowd, watching with an amused expression. He wasn't here for an exchange at all. He was here to slap number 3 high in the face. And more importantly, he was here for me. Ding. Choice mission triggered. Choice 1. Defeat all invaders from Jiangxing number 2 high. Reward. 1 evolved divine ability. Additional reward. Damaged violet firmament divine sword. Note. The Violet Firmament Divine Sword was once the life-bound weapon of Emperor Violet Firmament. Choice 2. Refuse the mission, and the host's realm will drop to Black Iron 7th stage. My steps paused. The life-bound Divine Sword of Emperor Violet Firmament? Even in a damaged state, it absolutely couldn't be an ordinary weapon. Except, this mission was exactly what I had planned to do anyway. Even without the system forcing me, none of the people from Jiangxing number 2 high would be leaving standing today. In the field, Luo Zihong and Kuei Bin had just separated. Suddenly, a cold voice rang out from within number 2 high's team. Kuei Bin, you really are trash. A tall young man walked out. The aura of peak black iron 9th stage instantly swept across the plaza. Second place in Jiangxing number 2 high's martial arts tournament. Chen Tian. He didn't give Luo Zihong any chance to catch his breath. He stomped his foot and punched directly. Dragon Elephant Tyrant Fist. The fist wind exploded. Luo Zihong hastily blocked, but his entire body was blasted backward repeatedly. Chen Tian followed like a shadow and closed in again. We're both second place in our martial arts tournaments. Yet you can't even take one punch from me. What an insult to the rank of second place. Luo Zihong forcefully activated his lightning and water abilities. But he had just fought a fierce battle against Kuei Bin, and his strength had yet to recover. Chen Tian had already flashed to his side. Remember this. My name is Chen Tian. A trace of cruelty appeared on his face as his fist blasted straight toward Luo Zihong's chest. If this punch landed, Luo Zihong would have to lie in bed for at least a month. Senior Luo, watch out. The surrounding students cried out in alarm. A sinister smile also appeared on Lu Qingchen's face. But in the next second, smack, a hand suddenly appeared and firmly caught Chen Tian's fist. The violent fist force instantly dissipated. Chen Tian's expression changed drastically. Luo Zihong also suddenly raised his head. I stood in front of him, my 5 fingers tightening little by little. You came to Jiangxing number 3 high to injure people. Did you ask me first? Yi Xian. Luo Zihong let out a long breath of relief. The surrounding number 3 high students completely erupted. Senior Yi Xian is here. Let's see how arrogant they can be now. Beat all the people from number 2 high out of here. Chen Tian tried hard to pull his arm back. It didn't move. His eyes finally changed. You're the one who injured Qian Zihu? You've got some strength. Just some. I flicked my wrist. Chen Tian was forced to retreat 2 steps. His face darkened, and his S-rank wind ability erupted instantly. His speed surged. Dragon Elephant Tyrant Fist. Shattering Jade. This punch was faster and fiercer. Before the fist even landed, the air had already been squeezed until it exploded. I stood where I was and didn't even use my ability. You want to compare strength with me? You're not qualified. The 9 Revolutions mysterious art circulated. Perfect shock fist, 10-fold stack. Bang. Our fists collided head-on. The cold smile on Chun Tian's face froze instantly. Terrifying force surged along his arm. The ground beneath his feet cracked one after another. His entire body was forced back more than 10 meters before he barely managed to steady himself. His right arm kept trembling. How is this possible? You didn't use an ability. With only your physical body, you actually suppressed me? The students of number 3 high were also stunned. They knew I was strong, but they never expected that without releasing my realm or abilities, I could knock back Chen Tian, who was at the peak of Black Iron 9th stage, using only my physical body. Luo Zihong stood behind me, his expression complicated. He had thought he had already seen my limit. Only now did he realize that during the martial arts tournament, I hadn't truly used all my strength at all. Lu Qingchen's expression also darkened. Yesterday, when I took one of his punches head-on, he had already felt threatened. Today, seeing this scene, the killing intent in his eyes grew even stronger. The stronger I was, the less he could allow me to live. I ignored his gaze. I simply swept my eyes over all the students from Jiangxing number 2 high and crooked my finger at them. Don't waste time. Come at me together. The entire place suddenly fell silent. The faces of the dozen or so geniuses from Jiangxing number 2 high instantly flushed red. Chen Tian, in particular, gritted his teeth hard. You want to challenge all of us by yourself? Not challenge. I corrected him. Clean up. If Jiangxing number 2 high's geniuses are only at this level, then you really are quite disappointing. That single sentence directly ignited everyone's anger. Arrogant. Attack together. Cripple him. More than a dozen students erupted with their auras at the same time. Wind blades, lightning, flames, sword light. All kinds of attacks blasted toward me from different directions. Chen Tian also stopped caring about whether it was shameful to gang up on me. Violent wind erupted beneath his feet as he charged straight at my head from the front. Shiyao stood outside the crowd, looking relaxed. Su Xiaoming, however, nervously grabbed her. Shiyao, that's more than a dozen people. Why aren't you worried at all? Because they're too weak. Shiyao stared at me, her eyes full of trust. My brother can even defeat someone at Bronze 6 stage. Even if these people attack together, they aren't enough for him to beat with one hand. In the center of the battlefield, I rolled my neck. Is everyone here? Then I'll begin. I no longer hid my entire realm, but I only released it to Black Iron 8th stage. Boom. My aura erupted. Red Lotus Karmic Fire rose from beneath my feet. Violet Firmament Divine Lightning wrapped around my arms. Thunder and fire intertwined, and violent power instantly swept through the entire field. Luo Zihong's eyelids twitched. As expected, the lightning attribute he used in the martial arts tournament was only the tip of the iceberg. Qin Xiang was also dumbfounded. Dual attributes. Just how much is he still hiding? I didn't give them any more time to be shocked. I stomped my foot. My figure instantly disappeared. First punch. A Black Iron 7th stage student flew sideways. Second punch. 2 people spat blood and collapsed at the same time. Third punch. I shattered a sword beam with my bare hand. The sword wielder's arm was dislocated immediately after. Bang, bang, bang. Dull impact. Sounds continued to ring out. The so-called geniuses of Jiangxing number 2 high couldn't even take one punch from me. In less than 10 seconds, more than a dozen people had all fallen to the ground. In the end, only Chen Tian remained. His eyes were bloodshot as he roared and charged at me. Yi Xian, I can't lose to you. His wind ability erupted fully. The dragon elephant tyrant fist was pushed to its limit. I stepped forward to meet him. Red lotus karmic fire and violet firmament divine lightning poured into my fist at the same time. You lost long ago. Boom. One punch landed. Qin Tian's protective power shattered instantly. A cracking sound came from his chest. His entire body was blasted more than 20 meters away. After landing, he rolled several times before finally crashing into a tree. Puffed. Blood sprayed out. He lay sprawled on the ground, struggling several times but unable to stand. The entire place fell dead silent. More than a dozen geniuses from number 2 high, including Qin Tian, who was at the peak of Black Iron Ninth stage. All of them had been crushed by me alone. In the next second, the students of Jiangxing number 3 high erupted completely. We won. Total wipeout. Senior Yi Xian swept through number 2 high by himself. Who was it that said they were going to trample number 3 high flat? Then who's lying all over the ground now? Mockery surged like a tidal wave. The students from Jiangxing number 2 high were pale-faced, each one unable to even raise their head. I stepped past Qin Tian and walked straight toward Lu Qingchen. Old bastard. The geniuses you brought are all down. Are you satisfied with this result? The muscles on Lu Qingchen's face twitched violently. What did you call me? Old bastard. I repeated. Are your ears not working? Lu Qingchen completely lost control. A dignified peak bronze 9th stage expert. The strongest instructor of Jiangxing number 2 high. Yet he had been humiliated by a student in front of hundreds of people. How could he possibly endure it? You little beast. Lu Qingchen burst out cursing, and his killing intent was fully released. The aura of peak bronze 9th stage erupted with a roar. No one can save you today. He stepped forward. A dragon elephant phantom rose behind him. Dragon elephant tyrant fist. Heaven collapse. A terrifying fist seal blasted toward my head. This time, Lu Qingchen didn't merely want to cripple me. He wanted to kill me outright. I narrowed my eyes. My true Black Iron 9th stage power began to awaken. 3 great SSS rank abilities circulated within my body at the same time. Since this old thing wanted to die, I didn't mind taking his punch with all my strength. But just as I was about to attack, a white blade light suddenly tore through the air. Blazing sun slash. Boom. The blade light instantly struck Lu Qingchen. His attack collapsed on the spot. His entire body was cut down from midair and smashed heavily into the ground. Broken stones flew everywhere. A figure landed beside me. Luo Tianqing. But his aura today was completely different from yesterday. Silver first stage. My eyes lit up. It seemed the marrow-cleansing pill Feng Tianqi had given him had worked. Lu Qingchen crawled out from the rubble, his face full of disbelief. Silver Realm? Luo Tianqing, you broke through? Impossible. Yesterday, you were clearly still bronze 9th stage. Luo Tianqing gripped his battle saber, and a cold smile appeared on his face. Speaking of which, I should thank you. If not for stopping you yesterday, I wouldn't have obtained that opportunity. Lu Qingchen's expression became even uglier. Yesterday, he could still rely on being at the peak of bronze 9th stage to suppress Luo Tianqing. Today, there was already an entire major realm between them. Luo Tianqing stepped forward. Silver-level pressure pressed down head-on. Lu Qingchen's body sank, and his face quickly flushed red. Lu Qingchen, this is Jiangxing number 3 high. You brought people here to provoke us, and then personally tried to kill a student. Did you really think number 3 high had no one? Lu Qingchen gritted his teeth. Yi Xian seriously injured my students first. Your people attacked first. Luo Tianqing's tone was icy. If they couldn't win, that's because they lacked ability. And you, as their instructor, personally stepped in to kill a student. Have you no shame left? Laughter instantly rang out all around. Lu Qingchen's face shifted between green and pale. Luo Tianqing pointed his battle saber at him. This is the last time. If you dare target the students of Jiangxing number 3 high again, I will kill you. The killing intent of the Silver Realm locked onto Lu Qingchen. He had already taken a slash, and at this moment, he had no ability to resist. Overcome by rage, he opened his mouth and spat out blood. Luo Tianqing. Very good. Let's go. Lu Qingchen turned and left. The people from Jiangxing number 2 high hurriedly carried away the injured students and followed in a miserable state. I looked at his back and spoke coldly. Old bastard. Walk slowly. I still haven't settled the debt from 10 years ago with you. Lu Qingqian's steps paused. He didn't turn around, but the hand hanging by his side had already clenched so tightly that veins bulged. This old thing wanted very badly to kill me. Perfect. I had no intention of letting him go either. Once I found out what happened 10 years ago and confirmed all the evidence that he framed my father, this debt would have to be repaid with his life. In the crowd, the heavily injured Chen Tian was being supported by 2 students. He looked back at me, his eyes full of resentment. Then he quietly took out a communicator and dialed a number. It's me. I was seriously injured at Jiangxing number 3 high. A cold, hard voice immediately came from the other end of the line. Who did it? Yi Xian. Chen Tian lowered his voice. First place in Jiangxing number 3 high's martial arts tournament. Send people over. I want him dead. Understood. The call ended. Chen Tian looked at my back, the corner of his mouth twisting into a venomous smile. So what if you can fight? Once the Dragon Elephant Dojo makes a move, you won't live to see tomorrow's sun. He thought no one had noticed. But the moment he made the call, I had already turned my head and looked over. Although I couldn't hear the full conversation, the killing intent in his eyes couldn't fool anyone. Dragon Elephant Tyrant Fist. Dragon Elephant Dojo. It seemed the trouble wasn't over yet. I didn't stop them from leaving. If they wanted to kill me, then let them come. Perfect. I also needed more battles to test the true limits of Black Iron 9th stage. Ding. Congratulations, host, for completing the mission. Defeated all invaders from Jiangxing number 2 high with your own strength. Obtained 1 evolved divine ability. Obtained damaged weapon, Violet Firmament Divine Sword. As the system notification fell, a broken sword, dark purple-black in color and covered in cracks, appeared in the system space. Even through the system, I could still feel that world-destroying sword intent. The life-bound divine sword of Emperor Violet Firmament. Although damaged, its aura far surpassed the Earth-rank superior-grade frost sword in Shiyao's hands. I suppressed the urge to inspect it immediately. There were people everywhere. Now was not the time. Yi Xian. Luo Zihong walked over. His chest still felt somewhat tight, but he hadn't suffered serious injuries. Thanks for what happened just now. We're from the same school. I patted his shoulder. No need to be polite. Qin Xiang also came over, his expression complicated. What exactly is your current strength? Black Iron 8th stage? More or less. What does more or less mean? It means you can guess. Qin Xiang's face darkened. Is there even one honest sentence in your mouth? Yes. Which one? Even if all of you attacked together, you still wouldn't beat me. Qin Xiang fell silent. Luo Zihong also fell silent. Because although that sentence hurt, it was the truth. Shiryao ran over from the crowd. Brother, she first circled around me to check me over. Only after confirming I wasn't injured did she finally relax. Why did you try to clash head-on with that Lu Qingqian just now? He attacked first. He's at the peak of Bronze 9th stage. So, I smiled at her. When has your brother ever been afraid? You still can't act recklessly. Shiryao was so angry that she punched me lightly. If something happens to you, what will mom and dad do? What will I do? The smile on my face paused slightly. Then I raised my hand and rubbed her head. Don't worry. I won't let anything happen to me. I still had to cure my father, protect my family, and I still wanted to see what the peak of this martial world looked like. How could I possibly fall at the hands of someone like Lu Qingqian? The surrounding students of number 3 high remained extremely excited. Their gazes toward me were filled with worship. Before today, they only knew I was first place in the martial arts tournament. After today, everyone would know. I alone had crushed Jiangxing number 2 high's entire challenge team. But this wasn't the end. The people from the Dragon Elephant Dojo were already on their way. I looked outside the school gate, the corner of my mouth slowly rising. Want to kill me? Then let's see. In the end, who exactly won't live to see tomorrow's sun? Only later did I learn that after I left with Shiryao, Luo Tianqing and Feng Yingying were still standing where they were. Luo Tianqing watched my back, his tone much gentler than before. Yingying, what do you think of Yi Xian? Feng Yingying crossed her arms. Relying on his physical body alone, he's enough to crush anyone at Black Iron 9th stage. If we also count his fire and lightning abilities, his combat strength should at least reach Bronze 3rd stage. And that still might not be his limit. Luo Tianqing nodded. He really is a monster. Feng Yingying suddenly smiled. Want to test his limits? How? Let the two martial arts classes give him a major lesson. Luo Tianqing didn't even ask for the details and agreed directly. Fine. Our Class 1 will fully cooperate. If the students of martial arts Class 1 had been beside him at the time, they probably would have started cursing Luo Tianqing on the spot. Unfortunately, they didn't know. And neither did I. At that moment, I had just returned to the classroom when the system notification sounded in my mind. Ding! Congratulations, host, for completing the mission. Defeated all invaders from Jiangxing number 2 high with your own strength. Obtained 1 evolved divine ability. Obtained damaged violet firmament divine sword. In view of the host's extraordinary completion of the mission, an additional reward of 300 copy points. 300 copy points. Enough for 6 copies. Along with the evolved divine ability and the violet firmament divine sword, this harvest was truly quite good. I was just about to inspect the violet firmament divine sword when I noticed that everyone in the class was staring at me. Those gazes held awe, excitement, and obvious nervousness. I pulled out my chair and sat down. What are you looking at me for? A classmate beside me laughed dryly twice. Nothing. I just suddenly feel like you're especially handsome today. Was I not handsome before? You were handsome before too. He immediately changed his words. But today, you're handsome in a more powerful way. I glanced at him. If you have something to say, say it. Well, he swallowed. If I ever said anything unpleasant before, don't take it to heart. Quite a few people around him immediately perked up their ears. Clearly, he wasn't the only one thinking the same thing. A few days ago, I had still been the trash in their eyes. Now, I had wiped out Jiangxing number 2 high's challenge team by myself, and even blocked an attack from a peak bronze 9th stage expert head-on. They finally started to fear that I would settle old accounts. I leaned back in my chair. If classmates say a few stupid things to each other, I'm not interested in holding grudges. Just as everyone let out a breath of relief, I added another sentence. As long as you don't touch my family. The classroom instantly fell silent. They all understood. Provoking me could still be discussed. Touching my family was not allowed. Just then, Feng Yingying walked into the classroom and patted the podium. Everyone quiet. Today, Senior Year Martial Arts Class 1 and Class 2 will have a joint practical combat lesson. The whole class instantly exploded. A joint practical lesson? We can finally fight the people from Class 1. Teacher, how are we fighting? Feng Yingying didn't answer. Instead, she looked directly at me. Yi Xian, come with me to the martial arts field. This lesson needs your cooperation. I suddenly had a bad feeling. The way she looked at me wasn't quite right. It was like she had already dug a pit and was waiting for me to jump in myself. How do I cooperate? You'll know when we get there. A few minutes later, both martial arts classes, more than 200 students in total, had all gathered at the martial arts field. I stood alone on one side of the field. They stood opposite me. The atmosphere became increasingly strange. Xinxiang looked at me, then at Feng Yingying. Teacher, don't tell me our opponent today is Yi Xian. You guessed right. Feng Yingying smiled and announced. Today's lesson is practical combat under siege. All of you may use your realms, abilities, and martial skills. There is only one goal. She raised her hand and pointed at me. Hit Yi Xian. More than 200 students fell silent collectively. Some people's mouths twitched. Some directly took half a step back. Teacher, are you serious? Yi Xian just sent all the people from Jiangxing number 2 high into the infirmary. If we fight him, that's not practical combat. That's called getting beaten. Luo Tianqing stood beside them and scolded with a stern face. Useless. There are more than 200 of you, and you're afraid of him alone? The students of martial arts class 1 all looked at him, their eyes full of betrayed grief and indignation. Feng Yingying waved her hand. Dozens of mid-grade spirit stones landed on the nearby stone platform. Spiritual energy instantly spread out. More than 200 people surrounding one person, and you still don't dare attack. Then let's add a little reward. Anyone who can hit Yi Xian once will be rewarded with 1 mid-grade spirit stone. Everyone's breathing instantly changed. 1 mid-grade spirit stone. That wasn't something an ordinary student could casually take out. Someone had already started flexing their wrists. Someone quickly moved to both sides, clearly considering routes for a pincer attack. I smiled. Teacher Feng, only they get rewards? Of course not. Feng Yingying waved her hand again. 10 high-grade spirit stones landed on the stone platform. The concentration of spiritual energy instantly overwhelmed the dozens of mid-grade spirit stones. The entire martial arts field fell silent. Everyone's eyes went straight. Feng Yingying looked at me. Yi Xian, if you can knock all of them down, these 10 high-grade spirit stones are yours. These are the savings Luo and I have accumulated over many years. Luo Tianqing's expression stiffened slightly. Clearly, Feng Yingying had even emptied out his personal stash. But facing the look Feng Yingying threw him, he still gritted his teeth and nodded. That's right. All 10 are yours. I finally understood. What practical combat lesson was this? This was clearly the two instructors trying to test my limits. But I didn't care. 10 high-grade spirit stones were right in front of me. Why would I refuse something delivered to my door? I walked to the center of the martial arts field and crooked my finger at the more than 200 people. Come. Who's first? Luo Zihong and Chen Xiang exchanged a look. The two didn't waste words and charged at me from the left and right. Lightning and water intertwined. Ice erupted. One was responsible for frontal suppression, while the other launched a surprise attack from the side. Their coordination was decent. Unfortunately, they were too slow. I shifted my steps, dodging Luo Zihong's lightning water attack, then struck his shoulder with a backhand punch. Bang! Luo Zihong flew sideways. Chen Xiang's ice spear happened to come at me. I turned and punched again. Crack! The ice spear shattered on the spot. My fist stopped in front of Chen Xiang's chest, but the force of the wind had already blasted him several meters away. Second and third place in the martial arts tournament. Settled in 2 punches. The remaining students were dumbfounded. I raised my chin toward them. Are you still fighting? A student looked at the mid-grade spirit stones on the stone platform and gritted his teeth hard. Fight! That's a mid-grade spirit stone. There are more than 200 of us. What are we afraid of? Attack from all sides together. Charge. Under the heavy reward, everyone's fear was suppressed. More than 200 people charged at me at the same time. Flames, ice, wind blades, lightning, various abilities instantly covered most of the martial arts field. The momentum was indeed impressive. I stood where I was and circulated the 9 revolutions mysterious art. My black iron 8-stage aura was fully released. Red lotus karmic fire surged upward. Violet firmament divine lightning wrapped around my arms. Thunderfire pressure swept across the entire field. The expressions of the students charging at the front changed drastically. This aura isn't right. Yi Xian has grown stronger again. Don't stop. Surround him. I exerted strength through my foot. Boom. The ground cracked. My figure instantly charged into the crowd. First punch, 3 people flew backward. Second punch, wind blade shattered. Third punch, a student trying to sneak attack me from behind was directly knocked over. Bang, bang, bang. Dull collision sounds continued to ring out across the martial arts field. I didn't strike too heavily. Every attack avoided vital points. But every time I punched, someone inevitably fell. 1 minute. More than 40 people were lying on the ground. 5 minutes. Only half were still standing. 10 minutes later, Luo Zihong and Chen Xiang charged at me again. Yi Xian, Luo Zihong's entire body surged with lightning and water. Again, you've got some backbone. I charged straight toward him, punched apart his ability, then used my shoulder to knock Chen Xiang flying. The two fell for the 3rd time. The remaining students had already begun doubting life. How are we supposed to fight this? He hasn't even broken a sweat. Is teacher deliberately making us get beaten? Stop talking nonsense. He's coming. I moved through the crowd. Fists, elbows, knees, legs. Every strike was simple and direct. There were no unnecessary movements. And no one could touch me. 15 minutes later, the entire martial arts field fell completely silent. More than 200 students lay scattered all over the ground. Some clutched their shoulders. Some held their legs. Others lay on their backs, staring blankly at the sky. It seemed as though life had lost all meaning. I stood in the center of the martial arts field, not even breathing unevenly. This battle didn't even count as a warm-up. Luo Zihong lay on the ground and turned his head toward Chen Xiang. Did you touch him? No. Neither did I. The two fell silent. A student beside them looked like he wanted to cry. I didn't even see the corner of his clothes clearly. Feng Yingying and Luo Tianqing also fell silent. They really had intended to test my limits. But now, more than 200 students had all fallen, while I hadn't even used my true trump cards. Luo Tianqing asked in a low voice, "How much did you see?" Feng Yingying shook her head. "Nothing." He was holding back the entire time. In other words, Luo Tianqing looked at me, his gaze complicated. More than 200 people couldn't even force him to get serious? Feng Yingying did not answer. That was already equivalent to confirmation. I walked to the stone platform and picked up the 10 high-grade spirit stones. "Teacher Feng, according to our agreement, these are mine now." Feng Yingying came back to her senses and glared at me irritably. "Take them. You really didn't hold back when you attacked. You told me to knock all of them down." I looked innocent. I was just following instructions. When the students lying all over the ground heard this, they collectively wanted to curse, but not one of them actually dared to. Feng Yingying looked at me and suddenly smiled again. "Yi Xian, your current combat strength should already be no weaker than bronze 3rd stage, right?" "More or less." I did not tell the truth. With my current black iron 9th stage realm, an ordinary bronze 6th stage opponent wouldn't even survive one punch from me. If I erupted with full power, I would dare kill even a bronze 8th stage opponent. "In that case, spar with me again." Feng Yingying flipped her hand and took out a martial skill manual. "Mystic rank movement technique, 3,000 thunder steps. As long as you can withstand 20 moves from me without using your abilities, it's yours." My eyes lit up. 3,000 thunder steps was only a mystic rank movement technique. But I had an evolved divine ability. Once a mystic rank martial skill fell into my hands, it could become a true divine ability. This reward was even more valuable than 10 high-grade spirit stones. Good. I walked back to the martial arts field. "Teacher, please instruct me." "Then here I come." Feng Yingying moved her feet. Whoosh. She instantly disappeared from where she stood. When she appeared again, her fist was already closing in on my chest. So fast. What she used was precisely 3,000 thunder steps. And her realm was no longer the bronze 7th stage from before. It was bronze 8th stage. I did not retreat. The 9 revolutions mysterious art circulated. Perfect shock fist, 10-fold eruption. Bang. Fist collided with fist. I retreated 5 steps. Feng Yingying was also shaken back 1 step. The probing look in her eyes instantly turned into shock. What powerful fist force. No wonder you could sweep through 2 classes. I shook my wrist. Teacher isn't weak either. Just isn't weak. Feng Yingying was angered into laughter by me. Then I won't hold back. Before her voice had fully fallen, she had already disappeared again. Her figure appeared on the left. Just as I raised my hand to block, she flashed to the right. Fist wind came at me. I turned sideways to dodge, then countered with a straight punch toward her shoulder. Feng Yingying used her movement technique to rapidly retreat, then attacked from the front again. Bang, bang, bang. Dull collisions kept ringing out. 5 moves, 10 moves, 20 moves. The agreed number of moves had already ended. But Feng Yingying didn't stop. And I didn't call for a stop either. 30 moves, 40 moves, 50 moves. We clashed continuously in the field. Feng Yingying relied on her bronze 8th stage realm and 3,000 thunder steps to gain a speed advantage. I relied on the 9 revolutions mysterious art and perfect shock fist to contend with her head-on. After 50 moves, she still had not truly landed a hit on me. And in order to hide my strength, I never actively counterattacked either. Feng Yingying threw 1 final punch. I raised my arm to block, borrowing the force to slide several meters backward. Stop. She took the initiative to halt and tossed 3,000 thunder steps to me. "You win." I caught it in one hand. "Thank you, teacher." "Don't thank me just yet." Feng Yingying looked at me seriously. "Yi Xian, with your current strength, continuing to come to school step by step every day no longer has much meaning. Starting today, you may freely arrange your cultivation time. I'll apply for it on your behalf with the school." The surrounding students all revealed envious expressions. Free cultivation. No need to come to school every day. And he could still receive support from the school's resources. This treatment had already far surpassed that of ordinary students. However, there is one competition you must participate in. Feng Yingying continued. 1 week from now, the Jiangxing 100 Schools Tournament. At that time, all of Jiangxing's top geniuses will participate. Our number 3 high hasn't taken first place in decades. She stared at me. This time, I hope you bring the championship back. The system did not issue a mission, but I did not refuse. The 100 schools tournament meant more geniuses. Where there were geniuses, there would be more abilities worth copying. What is the reward for first place? Feng Yingying smiled. I knew you would ask. This year's first place reward is 1,000-year blood ginseng, provided by the Extreme Martial Hall. 1,000-year blood ginseng? If I copied it first, then used the evolved divine ability to strengthen it, its value would definitely be immeasurable. I decisively nodded. Good. I'll participate in the 100 schools tournament. I put away 3,000 thunder steps and left the martial arts field under the complicated gazes of more than 200 students. Luo Zihong supported himself and sat up. He looked at my back, slowly clenching his fist. Chen Xiang also remained silent. They both understood. Today's gap was already so large that it made them despair. After I freely cultivated for another week, the gap would only become even greater the next time we met. After leaving school, I didn't immediately go home. After walking past 2 streets, I stopped. It was too quiet. There wasn't a single person around. Even the shops by the roadside had somehow all closed. I looked toward the alley ahead. You've followed me for this long. Come out. Whoosh. 3 figures appeared at the same time. One stood in front. 2 sealed off my escape route. Their clothes were embroidered with the same dragon elephant emblem. Dragon Elephant Dojo. The strongest among them was bronze 7th stage. The other 2 were both bronze 6th stage. The leading man looked at me coldly. Kid, you dared seriously injure the son of our chief instructor. You've got quite the nerve. So they were indeed sent by Chen Tian. I moved my wrist. He told you to come kill me? You'll know soon enough. The bronze 6th stage martial artist on the left didn't waste any words. His right hand formed a claw as he went straight for my throat. A mere black iron 8th stage brat. I can deal with you with one hand. A cruel smile had already appeared on his face. As if in the very next second, my neck would be crushed in his grip. I stood where I was and raised my right hand. The damaged violet firmament divine sword instantly appeared in my palm. It was a purple-black longsword. The blade was covered in cracks. There were even several chips along the edge. But the instant it appeared, a terrifying sword intent directly locked onto the opponent. The smile on that bronze 6th stage martial artist's face vanished instantly. Something's wrong. Too late. I stepped forward. Sword light flashed. Uffed. The violet firmament divine sword directly pierced through his chest. Blood dripped down along the blade. He lowered his head and stared at the sword in his chest, his pupils gradually widening. You're not black iron 8th stage. I pulled out the longsword. His corpse crashed to the ground. This was my first time killing someone. There was none of the nausea I had imagined, nor was there hesitation, because I knew very clearly that if I had been a little weaker, the person lying on the ground right now would have been me. The remaining 2 froze for half a second before erupting in rage at the same time. Third brother. Kid, you're courting death. The 2 charged at me from the left and right. Lightning flickered beneath my feet. I had only just obtained 3,000 thunder steps and had not cultivated it yet, but relying on violet firmament divine lightning, my speed was still astonishingly fast. Whoosh. I instantly appeared in front of the second bronze 6th stage martial artist. That man's pupils shrank sharply. How are you this fast? I didn't answer. The violet firmament divine sword stabbed upward from below. Uffed. The blade once again pierced through the heart. The second corpse fell to the ground. From beginning to end, it only took 2 sword strikes. The final bronze 7th stage martial artist panicked completely. He had no intention of avenging his companions. He turned and fled. Monster. This kid isn't black iron 8th stage at all. I looked at his back, my eyes icy. You come when you want, and leave when you want. Did you ask me first? The force exertion techniques of 3,000 thunder steps flashed through my mind. Although I had not formally cultivated it yet, I had already finished reading the entire martial skill. Violet firmament divine lightning surged into my legs. Boom. My figure dragged out an afterimage. In just a few breaths, I caught up behind him. The bronze 7th stage martial artist abruptly turned around. No, I was only following orders. Spare me. If I were the one lying on the ground, would you spare me? He was left speechless. The answer was obvious. No. I swung my sword and thrust out. Red Lotus Karmic Fire, 3 Light Divine Water, and Violet Firmament Divine Lightning fused into the sword edge at the same time. Uft. The Violet Firmament Divine Sword pierced through his protective power and stabbed into his heart. He clutched the blade tightly, his face full of unwillingness. The Dragon Elephant Dojo won't let you go. Then let them come. I pulled out the longsword. The third corpse fell to the ground. The Violet Firmament Divine Sword trembled lightly. The blood essence from the 3 corpses actually turned into 3 extremely faint blood threads and was absorbed into the blade. Among the dense cracks, one of them recovered by an almost imperceptible amount. My eyes narrowed. This sword can devour blood essence to repair itself, as expected of Emperor Violet Firmament's life-bound divine sword. Even damaged, it was far from something ordinary weapons could compare to. Just as I was inspecting the blade, a sense of danger suddenly came from behind me. Too fast. I had no time to turn around. The 9 Revolutions mysterious art circulated at full force. The 3 great abilities erupted at the same time. Perfect Shock Fist, tenfold stack. I turned and punched out. Bang! Terrifying power collided head-on. My body was instantly sent flying backward. After flying more than 10 meters, I forcibly twisted my body in midair, landed on both feet, and slid several more meters backward. 2 deep grooves were carved into the ground beneath my feet. I raised my head. A middle-aged man had appeared at the spot where I had been standing. Platinum First Stage. Lei Xingtian, Vice Hall Master of the Jiangxing branch of the Extreme Martial Hall. He withdrew his fist and looked at me in astonishment. Good kid. Black Iron 9th Stage. Yet you actually took that punch of mine. I did not lower my guard. The Violet Firmament Divine Sword remained across my body. Who are you? Don't be nervous. Lei Xingtian raised both hands to show he meant no harm. My name is Lei Xingtian, Vice Hall Master of the Jiangxing branch of the Extreme Martial Hall. Li Chungang is my teacher. By seniority, I suppose I count as your sister's second senior brother. I narrowed my eyes. So that punch just now was a greeting gift from a senior brother? Lei Xingtian's smile stiffened slightly. It was only a test. Don't worry. I controlled my strength. What if I couldn't take it? I would have stopped in time. You'd better have. I did not put away the Violet Firmament Divine Sword. In this world, when the gap in strength was too great, verbal guarantees had no meaning. Lei Xingtian, however, looked even more satisfied. You're vigilant. You don't hesitate when killing. And you don't panic even when facing someone at the Platinum Realm. Not bad. I looked at the 3 corpses on the ground. Did you arrange them? No. Lei Xingtian's tone became more serious. These 3 were indeed from the Dragon Elephant Dojo. I merely noticed someone following you, so I came over to take a look. I didn't expect that before I could act, you had already killed them all. I stared at him for a few seconds, then put away the Violet Firmament Divine Sword. He truly did not have any hostility, and that punch just now had not used real platinum level power. Were you the one who adjusted my opponents in the Extreme Arena? Yes. The one who exchanged 3,000 low-grade spirit stones for high-grade spirit stones, and even added 10 more, was also you? Still me. Lei Xingtian smiled. You should be able to guess why I'm looking for you now, right? You want to recruit me into the Extreme Martial Hall. Smart. He directly extended an invitation to me. Yi Xian, join Jiangxing's Extreme Martial Hall. I can guarantee that you will receive the highest level cultivation. Your family will also be protected by the Martial Hall. That was exactly what I needed. I couldn't stay by my parents and Yao's side forever. After joining the Extreme Martial Hall, ordinary forces at least wouldn't dare touch them lightly. Fine. I agreed very decisively. Lei Xingtian was the one who froze instead. That fast. The Extreme Martial Hall is an official force of Huaxia. It has abundant resources, a powerful background, and can protect my family. I looked at him. Why wouldn't I join? Good. Lei Xingtian burst into laughter. Straightforward enough. However, before the official registration, I still want to test your cultivation talent. No problem. I knew this was a necessary process. If I wanted to obtain higher-level resources, I had to display sufficient value. Of course, I would not expose my true SSS plus talent. Lei Xingtian took out a testing sphere. Place your hand on it. I raised my hand and pressed it against the testing sphere while suppressing my talent. Buzz. A dazzling white light instantly erupted. The test result quickly froze. SS rank. Lei Xingtian's breathing halted. Although he had already guessed, seeing the result with his own eyes still made him uncontrollably excited. As expected, SS rank cultivation talent. Kid, how exactly did your previous C rank result get tested? My expression didn't change. Maybe the instrument was broken. The corner of Lei Xingtian's mouth twitched. Why didn't the instrument misread anyone else's talent then? However, he did not press further. Every genius had their own secrets. As long as I was willing to join the extreme martial hall, the secret itself wasn't that important. He took out a medal and handed it to me. A silver star was engraved on the medal. 1-star medal. It represents that you already possess bronze-level combat strength. With it, you can accept missions issued by the Extreme Martial Hall and enter certain restricted areas. I accepted the medal. When do I officially join? The Martial Hall is currently conducting a new round of member selection. Once the selection ends, I'll personally bring you in. For the next few days, handle your school and family matters first. After saying that, he looked at the 3 corpses on the ground. Although the Dragon Elephant Dojo can't compare to the Extreme Martial Hall, it does have several Silver Realm experts holding it down. Do you want me to deal with it for you? No need. My reply was direct. As long as they know I've joined the Extreme Martial Hall, they won't dare touch my family. As for me, I glanced at the bloodstains on the violet firmament divine sword. If they keep sending people, I'll keep killing them. Lei Xingtian stared at me for several seconds, then laughed loudly. Good. As expected of someone I have my eye on. However, I'll still arrange for people to secretly protect your family and Shiryao. If anyone dares touch them, the Extreme Martial Hall will make them pay the price. Those words made me completely approve of my decision to join the Extreme Martial Hall. Thank you. We're on the same side now. No need to be polite. Lei Xingtian waved his hand. You go first. I'll handle these 3 corpses for you. I did not refuse and turned to leave. When I returned home, Shiryao was sitting in the living room, holding the ice art that Li Chungang had given her and studying it. I walked up to her. Shiryao, what is it? Let me borrow ice art for a look. Shiryao didn't hesitate at all and directly handed the cultivation manual to me. Here, aren't you fire attribute and lightning attribute? Why are you looking at an ice cultivation method? Just studying it. When will you return it? In a while. I took ice art back to my room and locked the door behind me. The system panel opened. 300 copy points. 6 copy opportunities. I first took out the evolved divine ability. Copy. Ding. Copy successful. Obtained 2 evolved divine abilities. Continue. Ding. Infinite drop rate triggered. Congratulations, host. Obtained 8 evolved divine abilities. My eyes lit up. I had only used 2 copies, yet I obtained 8 evolved divine abilities. This time, I had made a huge profit. I picked up ice art. Use evolved divine ability. Ding. Deduction successful. Earth rank cultivation method ice art has evolved into a level 2 divine ability. Asterisk tying ice art asterisk. A vast amount of cultivation content surged into my mind. This cultivation method far surpassed the original. Not only was its cultivation speed faster, it could even raise the purity of ice abilities. If Shiryao cultivated it, she would absolutely achieve twice the result with half the effort. I recorded the new cultivation method and prepared to give it to her later. There were 4 copy opportunities left. I took out 50 high-grade spirit stones. Copy them all. First time, 50 became 100. Second time, infinite drop rate triggered. 100 became 500. Third time, 500 became 1000. Fourth time, infinite drop rate triggered again. 1000 directly became 3000. High-grade spirit stones filled the room. Dense spiritual energy surged toward me. I sat cross-legged. Now, I had already offended Lu Qingchen and the Dragon Elephant Dojo. The danger would only increase. In that case, I would break through as quickly as possible. 9 Revolutions Mysterious Art. Devour. Boom. 3000 high-grade spirit stones trembled at the same time. Spiritual energy turned into a torrent and poured madly into my body. Middle Black Iron 9th Stage. Peak Black Iron 9th Stage. The realm barrier began to tremble. The 9 Revolutions Mysterious Art circulated faster and faster. Crack. The barrier shattered. Bronze 1st Stage. But this still wasn't the end. The remaining spiritual energy continued to surge in. Middle bronze first stage. Peak bronze first stage. Boom. The second barrier was forcefully shattered. Bronze second stage. The progress of the 9 revolutions mysterious art also began to soar. 6%, 8%, 10%. My physical strength doubled once again. My bones, flesh, blood, and meridians were all strengthened. When I ended my cultivation, the high-grade spirit stones in the room had been almost entirely consumed. I opened my eyes. The aura of bronze second stage flashed and disappeared. With a slight movement of my fingertip, the air was compressed by my strength and let out a muffled sound. The current me could kill ordinary Bronze Realm martial artists with just my physical body. If I used my 3 great SSS rank abilities, Perfect Shock Fist and the Violet Firmament Divine Sword, even a Bronze 8th stage opponent might not be able to withstand me. As for Lu Qingchun, who was at the peak of Bronze 9th stage, I was already qualified to decide life and death with him head-on. I opened the system panel. Host, Yixian. Realm, Bronze 2nd stage. Cultivation talent, SSS plus rank. Cultivation method, 9 revolutions mysterious art. First revolution 10%. Ability talents, SSS rank Red Lotus Karmic Fire, SSS rank 3 Light Divine Water, SSS rank Violet Firmament Divine Lightning. Divine abilities, Perfect Shock Fist, Tiny Ice Art. Items, 7 Evolved Divine Abilities, 10 Supreme Grade Marrow Cleansing Pills, Mysterious Beast Egg, Damaged Violet Firmament Divine Sword. Copy points, 0. I gripped the Violet Firmament Divine Sword. The blade trembled lightly, as if craving more battle and blood. I looked in the direction of the Dragon Elephant Dojo, my gaze gradually turning cold. You'd better know what's good for you. Otherwise, next time, it won't be you sending people to kill me. It will be me personally knocking on your door.